Football Primetime, presented by Geico. You think these folks are hungry for a college football game? They've had to wait more than 9 months to have a home game at Davis Wade, and we got a good one. The number 12 Sun Devils of Arizona State on the road to take on the SEC's Mississippi State Bulldogs. And hi, everybody. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Stormy Bonatoni is with us as well. It is rocking in here. Trust us. And it's so cool. Mississippi State did not have a good year last year. Arizona State really did. Big 12 champs, college football playoff, all this returning talent. And yet, I know the Bulldogs only won 2 games last year. I think based on this, it's going to be a real test.
Absolutely. And the Bulldogs are a much different team than a year ago. But for Arizona State, all the pieces are back. The makings for another Big 12 title run, college football playoff berth, they're there. But now the Sun Devils have to find a way to put it together. They return 16 starters, which is tied for the most in the country. So the production's there, the experience is there. But today, in SEC territory, they're going to have a tall task.
The Sun Devils also have just big-time star power. The quarterback's excellent. The wide receiver, Brock, Jordan Tyson might be the most productive, most talented wideout in the country.
Well, there's a reason why Mel Kiper has him at number 1 on his big board for the upcoming draft. If you've yet to watch him play football, you are in for a treat tonight. He missed the Big 12 title game a year ago and the college football playoff berth with the Peach Bowl because he broke his collarbone in the last game of the season. But he's special. Offensive coordinator Marcus Arroyo moves him all over the field, slot, outside, stacks, and bunches so that he can have his production.
So that's the challenge for the Bulldogs. And for Mississippi State, man, are they desperate for just a big win to get everybody around here feeling much better about things. It's been a chaotic few years in Starkville. Jeff Lebby, this is his 2nd year at the helm. Year 1 did not go well. 2-10 overall. Didn't win a game in SEC play. The offense struggled. The defense really struggled. Statistically, by far, the worst defense in the SEC last year. The good news is the opener was a positive and a whole different roster. The transfer class rated very highly. Really good recruiting class. Some of those freshmen are on the field. They have an experienced quarterback. And Brock, they're feeling like this is going to be a much different season.
Yeah, certainly year 2 as a head coach is always completely different. And when you bring in over 60 new faces, you're going to feel good about your situation. When we talked to Jeff Lebby this week, he is really optimistic about what the Bulldogs can do this season. They get their 6th-year senior quarterback back in Blake Shapen, who missed the majority of the season with a shoulder injury. So the fact that Shapen's back in the lineup, has a ton of experience, a lot of new faces, the Bulldogs are very optimistic, but he needs that one big program-building win, which he hopes to get tonight.
They are overdue for that, that's for sure. The atmosphere is great. Arizona State on the road to take on Mississippi State. We've got kickoff coming up next. Watching the SEC on ESPN from Starkville, Mississippi. Kickoff moments away. Arizona State and Mississippi State. If she can hear us, let's go down on the field for the first time to Stormy Bonatoni.
Dave, I gotta tell you, this crowd has a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Okay, I had to do it. But this place has been juiced since the moment stores opened 2 hours ago. One of the more hostile environments in all of college football. And ASU head coach Kenny Dillingham expected this. It's why at practice throughout the entire week, he's had cowbells pumped in with the crowd noise on all of their speakers, as well as his support staff walking around every walkthrough and every team period with hand-drawn cowbells. One GA specifically was tasked with ringing it right in the starting center's ears. And while Dillingham knows you cannot simulate this, he did want it on the record. Not quite the cowbells he thought they ordered when they showed up at the facility. He said, "What are these dinky things? I thought we had legit cowbells."
Somewhere Christopher Walken is smiling.
Stormy, I don't know if anything can prepare you for this atmosphere here in Davis Wade Stadium right now. It is electric.
This is why places like this are the best. 2-10 last year, 0-8 in conference play. It's a new season, and they are filled with optimism as the kickoff is going to go to the Bulldogs. And right near the goal line into the end zone for a touchback. So that means the experienced quarterback that Brock was talking about just a moment ago, Blake Shapen, who's been around a long time. He's had success at a couple different places. You might remember Blake from Baylor. He was the MVP of the Big 12 championship game back in 2021 when Baylor won that conference title game. Last year was the starting quarterback, but missed most of the year with a shoulder injury. He's back healthy, and he is one of the main reasons why Mississippi State is optimistic that this is going to be a better year. His opener, first time he'd been on the field in a long time, went very well.
When Blake Shapen is healthy, he does great things. He's a fantastic athlete, great arm, can make plays outside the pocket. His biggest issue in college football has just been staying healthy.
The tailback, Devon Booth, experienced, talented, and a swing pass in Arizona State was ready for that one, but maybe not ready to make the immediate tackle. That could have been a big loss instead. Loss of just a yard to Anthony Evans. One of 3 quarterbacks at the FBS level to start a game, at least one game, in 5 straight seasons. He'll hand it off, left side run, and a nice opening, a big gain, and a first down and more for Devon Booth.
It's a really good job by that offensive line. Right guard, 52, Zach Owens does a great job of sealing off the defensive line for Arizona State, creating a gaping hole.
15-yard gain on the ground. Shapen on first down is going to sling it wide open right side, and room to run after the catch for Evans. Another Mississippi State first down.
And this is going to be the challenge for Arizona State's defense today. Once Mississippi State gets that first down of a drive, they want to go with warp speed tempo and put the Sun Devils on their heels.
And Jeff Levy learned offense under Art Browse at Baylor. Nobody went faster than that Baylor offense. Wide open across the middle. Evans inside the 5, touchdown. 48 yards. You want fast, 4 plays, 75 yards in a minute and 9 seconds.
That's exactly what the home crowd and Jeff Levy wanted. They wanted to get out to a fast start against the number 12 team in the nation. This is the home opener here at Davis Wade, giving the fans what they want.
Extra point is up, and it is good.
Let's go back to that last play. Here's Anthony Evans in the slot, and he's just going to run a basic seam route. You have Miles Rouser right here for Arizona State. He is one of, if not the best defensive player for ASU, and this is just a bust. He gets his eyes caught in the backfield. He should be carrying that seam vertical in man-to-man coverage. And there's Blake Shapen and Anthony Evans taking advantage of the miscues by the Sun Devils early.
Anthony Evans, they got him involved right away. That first play, remember, from scrimmage was for a yard loss. And after that, it was big chunks.
And that's exactly what Mississippi State can do to you. You know, you mentioned Jeff Levy grew up under Art Briles, spent time at Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. He knows offense as good as anybody, but don't kid yourself. It starts with the run game. You pop a big run, you get a defense on their heels, and then it's that explosive, quick strike passing game that Mississippi State wants to play with.
Well, I have to say, we came on the air saying, all right, one team went to the playoff last year. One team went 0-8 in conference play. This is going to be a challenge for that championship level team. I think we were right.
Without a doubt. All you have to do is turn on the tape from week 1. Mississippi State went on the road to play Southern Miss. They look like a completely different team than a season ago. A lot of new faces on this roster. They are revamped and recharged.
Raleek Brown is the deep man for the Sun Devils. And that one's going to go through the end zone for a touchback. Well, on the other side, Arizona State, part of the reason for the optimism this year, what a year Sam Leavitt had as a redshirt freshman last season. He was a big-time recruit. Didn't get recruited hard by Jonathan Smith, who at that time was the coach at Oregon State. He went to Michigan State. That's where Leavitt was. And he said, I'm leaving. Came to ASU, had a monster season last year. Opener was, statistically very impressive. Maybe the performance was a little uneven based on the standard he set. He'll have to be better tonight. And the first play from scrimmage is a handoff straight ahead. Tyson Brown, big game for him. Tyson, whose nickname is Sip, because he grew up in Mississippi. Arizona State doesn't usually have a lot of Mississippi natives on their roster. He's one, and he's their starting tailback.
Yeah, what a special young man Tyson Sip Brown is. He's in the Honors College, the Barrett Honors College there at Arizona State. He waited his turn behind All-American Cam Skattebo, waited 2 seasons. He had opportunities to leave, but he's ready to make the most of this opportunity.
A little swing pass, and that was well defended. The slip of the tackle, though, by Tyson, and Jordan Tyson is going to touch the ball a ton, and that's why.
Well, he's one of the best playmakers in all of America. If you go back to week 6 of last season, there's no receiver in the country with more production when it comes to yards and touchdowns than Jordan Tyson. And don't forget, he missed 2 games, the Big 12 championship and the Peach Bowl, with a shoulder injury. So that puts him in high regard, and that's why NFL scouts are all over this kid.
First down, ASU, out to the 35. And a play fake to Brown across the middle. Levitt, I thought he had a man, didn't throw it. He had a man on the right side, and that one's too high. Intended for McClain, incomplete.
Yeah, you're all over it, Clem. Not sure why Levitt didn't let go of this football. Keep an eye here. He's just going to work the middle of the field. He's open off the play action. Sam looks at him for some reason. He doesn't let go of the football. Tries to throw the comeback to the field. That's a missed opportunity early on in this football game for the Sun Devils.
Wow, he was wide open. Now Raleek Brown in the backfield, almost a pistol formation. And Brown will get the carry right side. A lot of speed and quickness for Brown. Not the biggest back, and he gets 3. It'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, and if you're Arizona State, this is not how you want to start the game. 3rd and 7, hostile territory. You hear how loud it's getting. Sam Levitt needs to be really smart with the football here. A week ago against Northern Arizona, he struggled a little bit against pressure, didn't have a plan with the football. I expect Mississippi State here to bring pressure and try to force an issue early on in this football game.
You saw that graphic. It's been a long time since ASU punted on the first drive of a game. Deep ball, left side, incomplete. Trying to hit Jaron Hamilton. Kind of a low percentage play for ASU, and that streak is over. The punt team's coming out.
Really good coverage by Kelly Jones down the field. 6'4", 195-pound defensive back. He's going to be a hard guy to throw out today. Football just a little bit underthrown by Levitt.
So for ASU, not the start they wanted. For Mississippi State, trying to show their home fans, first home game at Davis Wade, that this is going to be a different year. Hard to dream up a better first few minutes. Touchdown by the offense, stopped by the defense. Low snap on special teams and a very low punt. Really, I mean, I'd say that was a shank. Daniel Floyd, the punter, all the way to the 40-yard line. That's a net of 22 yards. Not a great start for the Sun Devils in Starkville. Well, these two teams did meet last year in Tempe, Mississippi State on the road. And it was kind of the game where ASU announced that it was going to be a different season. Almost exactly a year ago, Sam Levitt, nobody knew much about him. He was outstanding. Cam Skattebo just blew the game wide open, had more than 250 yards on the ground. Arizona State rushed for 300-plus against the Bulldogs last year in a win that probably wasn't as close as that final score indicated. Chapin, what a delivery along the sideline to Brennan Thompson, and right away Mississippi State has a 14-yard gain and a first down.
That's a really good throw by Chapin outside the pocket. And Brennan Thompson, one of the fastest players in all of college football, does such a great job of getting on the defensive back's toes, taking a quick turn, bringing in that ball for a big gain.
So not quite as fast to the line of scrimmage as usual. Handoff, kind of a misdirection handoff to Fluff Bothwell. There's another good back for the Bulldogs. Gain of just a yard.
Yeah, just a sophomore in Bothwell, but what a fantastic season ago in the Sun Belt Conference. Led the conference with 13 touchdowns, over 7.5 yards per carry. Don't kid yourself. Jeff Lebby likes to throw the football and push it down the field, but everything with this offense is going to start with the run game between Bothwell and Booth.
First time Bulldogs had the ball, 4 plays, and into the end zone, 75 yards, just like that. On the move after the good field position into ASU territory. 2nd down and 9. Another handoff, right side run, and that's a good carry from Bothwell again. He gets close, stopped maybe 2 yards short.
I love what Jeff Lebby is doing early on in this football game. He's mixing up the tempo. So sometimes Mississippi State is playing with warp speed. They're getting to the line of scrimmage as fast as they can, snapping the football. And then the next play, they'll get to the line of scrimmage, take a deep breath, look to the sideline. Good job changing up. It makes it really hard on a defense.
3rd and short. Shapen keeps it and gets hit in the backfield. Did well just to get back to the line of scrimmage. So now you got a 4th down decision. You're inside the ASU 40. I would imagine that Mississippi State's going to go for it.
Well, your field goal kicker set a school record a week ago with a 55-yarder. You know he has a big leg. But if I'm Jeff Lebby, I'm going to go for it here. You feel like you have all the momentum. You're up 7. You have a chance to get more points on the board before you give that ball back to ASU. I like this decision by Coach.
They went for it a lot last year. They substituted, so ASU gets the chance to substitute themselves. And now we're ready to play. 4th down and 2. Bothwell moved out of the backfield, now back in. Shapen looking to throw. He'll pump fake. Now he's going to try to scramble, and he'll dive forward, and I don't know. I'm not sure. The original spot made it look like he did not get it. And ASU thinks they stopped him. Keyshawn Elliott, I think, is the guy who got him to the ground. And it's ASU ball.
That's going to be a close call. Bang, bang play right at the sticks. I'm sure this will be reviewed. But right now, it's Arizona State football. And what a stop for the Sun Devils on 4th and short.
So they're probably going to look at it. We're going to our break. We'll take one quick look before we come back. Did Shapen get enough yardage to get the 1st down? I don't think he did. I think he's short.
Going back to this 4th and short by Mississippi State. What a missed opportunity. Here's Bothwell. He gets a coverage indicator. He knows that he's in man-to-man coverage with Rouser. They're trying to sneak the halfback out to the flat in man coverage. He just gets stuck in the line of scrimmage. If he's able to find a way and navigate out to that flat, Rouser dropped him. There was a chance to have a one-on-one opportunity with a free safety on the way to the end zone. Great stop by the Sun Devils.
Could have been a touchdown. Instead, a turnover on downs and a handoff to Relief Brown. Going nowhere. ASU's 2nd possession. First time they had the ball. Got 1 first down. Had to punt it away. That's Isaac Smith, who's in the middle of everything on defense for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Mr. Mississippi. He makes plays constantly from just right down the road. And a season ago, he led the Southeastern Conference with 127 tackles on the season. Every school in the country has wanted his services, but he is loyal to Mississippi State. He loves being a Bulldog, and he wants to help change the narrative of this program.
2nd and 10. Sun Devils, Levitt in the pocket and trying to find somewhere to go with the ball across the middle, too high, intended for McClain, who was open.
That was a great job of Levitt working all the way through his progression, left to right. He doesn't like his first 2 reads, and then he gets backside to number 3. You're going to see him looking left, and then he's going to get back to his 3rd read here on the backside of the play. The ball just sails a little bit on him. Right now, Levitt just needs to find a way to settle into this football game because he's missed some throws early.
They're not even down at the loudest side of Davis Wade. Play clock under 5. Get the play snap. Good protection. Levitt, though, is going backwards. Good scrambler, and he will throw. He gets hit, and it's tipped incomplete. Again, intended for McClain. Kelly Jones had the coverage. Another 4th down ASU.
What an impressive defensive series by the Bulldogs, and the fans love it. You can hear how raucous this crowd is right now. Nowhere to go with the football early in the down, and Sam Levitt, his superpower is making plays outside the pocket. That's one, though. Listen, when everyone's covered up, just go ahead and park it, throw it out of bounds early in the game, reserve the right to punt, flip the field. That was a dangerous throw by Levitt, but a great stop by the Bulldogs to get the football back for their offense.
Kind of a shaky start for the outstanding sophomore quarterback. Better punt this time from Canyon Floyd, but it is returnable, and a straight ahead return with room to run. Great cut outside the 35. Mississippi State, that is Anthony Evans, who's doing everything in this first quarter. A return of 20 with the Bulldogs getting the ball back. Next Saturday, 2 more very big SEC games over on ABC and the all-new ESPN app. 3:30 Eastern, number 4 Georgia in Knoxville to take on a frisky number 22 Tennessee team. And then at 7:30 Eastern, LSU, Death Valley, under the lights, hosting number 13 Florida, who is getting tested. I haven't checked recently, but Florida and South Florida were playing a real close game. That's next Saturday on ABC. Mississippi State, a rebuilding program in the SEC, maybe ready to take a big step forward. Gets the ball for the 3rd time. And a straight ahead handoff, absolutely nowhere to go. Run stuff there. Devon Booth just had nothing. CJ Fight with the tackle.
Yeah, and CJ Fight came untouched. Nobody touched the big defensive tackle. 6'2", 305 pounds. Arguably the best defensive lineman for the Sun Devils. No one got a hand on him.
I'm going to say that's a bad plan.
I think it is too. It's not going to work too often.
I would probably block him. The 2nd down at 12. And a handoff. Not much better blocking up front. Booth again. He had to fight to get a yard. So 2 straight run plays with Fight right in the middle of everything. It's 3rd and long.
Just so much experience on that defensive front. They were one of the best teams in the country a season ago at stopping the run. That looks a lot more like what defense coordinator Brian Ward wants to see.
And now 3rd and long. They were not a good 3rd down team last year, Mississippi State.
No, and you have a new left tackle in there, and Javen James.
He almost got beat. That throw incomplete. Trying to hit Aiden Williams over the top. Got to his fingertips, but out of bounds, incomplete, 4th down.
Really good series by the Arizona State defense. That was a tight throw on 3rd down for Blake Shapen. Really good coverage down the field. You got to give a lot of credit to that Arizona State defensive front, really standing tall on that last drive and forcing the 3rd and long and the errant throw by Shapen.
Ethan Pulliam, the punter. That's a line drive kick, but it is going to bounce. So instead of being returnable, it'll just stop right there, and it'll be down at the 19-yard line.
Sam Levitt off to a slow start tonight, but don't kid yourself. One of the best quarterbacks in the country. I think one of his superpowers is his accuracy outside the pocket. See this throw to his left, rolling left in between 2 defenders. And then his ability to create. This is a 4th down in the Big 12 title game. Doesn't like his first progression. Doesn't like the second. Able to create with his legs. Where can he get better? Recognizing pressure. If it looks like cover 0 and smells like cover 0, it probably is. You need to have a plan with the football, and you can't take sacks in the low red.
Almost feels like Mississippi State's plan tonight is keep him in that pocket, force him to be a pocket passer, play away from that strength that you're talking about. It's the 3rd time ASU's had the ball. Both teams have had it 3 times already. And Sip Brown across the 20 out to the 23.
Well, Flem, to your point, when we talked with Coleman Hutzler this week with Mississippi State, we said, what's the key to slowing down Sam Levitt? And he said, listen, the kid's very talented, but you have to keep him inside the pocket. You have to have rush lane integrity. You have to cage the pocket and make him beat you from inside the confines of the pocket.
I mean, he was a Big 12 Offensive Freshman of the Year. He was one of the best freshmen, period, in college football last season. Had a great year. Trying to go over the top for Tyson, and that one just sailed out of bounds. That wasn't even close.
That's just a quarterback and wide receiver that aren't on the same page. Levitt just seems a little bit hesitant. You almost wonder if he's trying to work a back shoulder throw to Tyson. Tyson was trying to win over the top, which leads to an errant throw. I would really like to see the Sun Devils try to find their big tight end, number 7, Shimon Mateer. I think he's one of the most gifted tight ends in the country. He's at the top of your screen in the slot.
Levitt is trying to hit Tyson, who is just blanketed in coverage by Kelly Jones. And it's incomplete for the 3rd time in this first quarter. And in the first 9 minutes of the game, Arizona State's going to have to punt.
Well, Kelly Jones is having himself a ball game early on here in the first quarter. When talking to the media this week, he said he relishes the opportunity to play against the best. And who he considers the best is Jordan Tyson, and right now he's winning that matchup.
Arizona State, what an ugly start on offense for the Sun Devils. Still a long way to go in this game. That dangerous return man, Anthony Evans. This a higher, shorter punt. Fair catch signal, and the fair catch made across the 35. Bulldogs get the ball back, and we'll be back to Starkville right after this.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Geico Switch and Save. Get more with Geico. And in part by Arby's. We have the meats.
Last night, the cowbell yell. Hey, it's been 9 months since they had a home game. You got to practice your cowbell technique. Get ready for tonight's game at Davis Wade. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Stormy Bonatoni here in Starkville. 7-0 Bulldogs getting the ball back. Shapen with a play fake and a throw across the middle and a completion to midfield. Anthony Evans, man, is he having a first quarter?
Boy, Evans does a great job of finding the soft spot in the zone defense. And Blake Shapen right now, he is really seeing the holes in the field very, very well. Showing his strike point accuracy and letting his playmakers go make plays.
That one right off the hands of a tight end, Sam West, incomplete. So second down coming up.
I've been really impressed with Shapen early on in this football game. In this system with Jeff Lebby, there are so many decisions that have to be made with the football after it's been snapped. It's a big-time RPO system. You're having to make a lot of decisions. Do I hand it off to the running back? Am I throwing it? Am I keeping it? He's done a fantastic job early on.
Handoff straight ahead, Bothwell. Nice hole, gets stopped inside the 45, down to the 42 to set up third down and short.
You almost have to wonder if this is 4-down territory. I would expect a run here from the Bulldogs.
Very quick to the line of scrimmage. Quick snap. Bothwell and trying to break tackles, dragging forward, and he'll get the first down for Mississippi State.
Bothwell at 5'10", 230 pounds. He is just so difficult to bring down. He runs with great physicality, and he wears that number 24 because his favorite running back of all time, beast mode, Marshawn Lynch.
Don't let the name Fluff trick you into thinking he's soft. He is not soft.
Not at all.
He is the opposite of that. Well, 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's amazing. We've had 7 possessions in the first 10 minutes of this game. And on first down, Mississippi State will give it to Bothwell. There is a penalty flag down. Nice run all the way to the 30 of ASU. We'll see what the penalty is. Maybe offsides on the Sun Devils. Jeff Levy's got to decide, do I take a 7-yard run or do I take a 5-yard penalty and keep it first down?
Offside. Defense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
He'll take the 5 yards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kenny Dillingham, we saw a quick shot of him, the young, outstanding head coach for Arizona State. He's got to be a little worried about what he's seeing so far.
Well, when you talked to Kenny this week, and he said to us, Flem, he knew how big of a challenge it would be going on the road, SEC territory. This is a different team than that came to Tempe a season ago. They're revamped and they're ready to go.
Devon Booth now the tailback. He gets the carry, lowers his shoulders at the end of the run and gets stopped just maybe a yard short.
Boy, these Bulldog running backs, they sure do run hard. Booth just 205 pounds, but he's willing to lower that shoulder, and he plays with some dynamite.
Third-team All-SEC running back last year.
Yeah.
He had a really good year last season.
Over 1,000 all-purpose yards. Fantastic player.
Another carry for Booth into the open. Tried the spin move, and the ankle tackle might have saved a big gain or even a touchdown. Robinson got him down. First down, Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a big-time tackle by Robinson. If he doesn't make that play, he's gone for a touchdown. Arizona State really on their heels here. The defensive line has to find a way to get Mississippi State off schedule.
Booth. Straight ahead run. That's a little more like it for the Sun Devils in terms of stopping that run. If they get going downhill with momentum and quick tempo and big chunks on first down, it just becomes almost impossible.
Well, if Mississippi State is able to control the football by running it, not getting behind the sticks, they're a really tough offense to stop.
They just wear you out.
Injury timeout.
Arizona State player down on the field. So we'll keep it here. 3:29 to go. This has already been the longest drive by time in the first quarter, and it's only been 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, and it's really been all things Mississippi State early on in this football game. They're controlling the ball. You look at the total yards, Mississippi State, they're at 137 to ASU's 18. That Arizona State offense, they keep putting their defense in really tough positions because they're not able to sustain drives. Mississippi State taking advantage of that. And Blake Shapen, he's been really sharp in the pass game. And then you see how impressive Booth and Bothwell have been from the backfield.
Cyrus Fiaseu, linebacker. He's the guy down for ASU, the senior from outside Las Vegas.
Really good player for Arizona State. Rotates in very often with the starter, Jordan Crook. He's an explosive player and someone the Sun Devils rely on.
And to your point of how lopsided this game has been, 137 yards for Mississippi State, 18 yards for ASU.
Yeah, and if you're ASU, you're just down 7. You have to feel pretty good about things. If you're able to hold Mississippi State to a field goal here down in the red zone, you're going to feel really good about it if you can get your offense going. And for Mississippi State, what an opportunity here late in the first quarter to go up 14.
Bothwell back on the field. Leavitt, really shaky start for the super talented quarterback and the entire ASU offense. Long way to go in this game, though. Clock moves. Play fake. Shapen will complete it. Short right and a big hit inside the 10. That's Brennan Thompson. First down, Bulldogs.
Well, and there's that RPO system. Blake Shapen could have handed the football off if he wanted to, but he liked that one-on-one matchup to the outside with Brennan Thompson, one of the fastest players in all of college football. Such a threat with the football in his hands. He's someone that Mississippi State really wants to feature and find a way to get him the football in space.
12-yard completion means it's first and goal, Mississippi State.
Ruling on the field, and the runner being down is under further review.
Okay, so they're going to take a look at this. Maybe there's a question about he was down before the place where they ended up spotting the ball. Well, you know, ultimately he was down.
In the spot.
Okay.
Oh, it's right there on the catch.
That's what they're looking at. Was that knee down when he caught it?
Yeah, look at that right knee.
Might have been.
Boy, that sure looks like it's on the turf. Question is, do you have indisputable, obvious video evidence to overrule this play? Remember, the original call of first down, setting up first and goal in the red zone.
That was a good look.
That's a good angle. It's close.
Is that knee? It looks down to
Boy,
me.
I think it's down, Flem. I think this one's going to come back.
This Big 12 officiating crew here tonight.
Now,
Head referee is Henry Johns.
Now with that, I still think it's going to be a first down for Mississippi State. Just the field position changes.
I think they are going to move this back to where he caught the ball.
Brennan Thompson, such a big get for this Bulldogs program, coming over from Oklahoma. Jeff Lebby told us this week, he said he is just an exceptional leader. He's the guy that we needed in our wide receiver room. He takes the young wide receivers under his arm, willing to coach them up. Just an exceptional young man.
Further review. The receiver caught the ball with his knee down at the 12.5-yard line. It'll be third down and a half yard from there.
Okay.
So I was wrong. 3.5 yards.
So it does mean Mississippi State needs to make sure they get the first down. It was going to be first and goal from the 7.
This is one of those situations as a coach, you're talking to your offense right now. You're letting them know if this is 4-down territory for them, If it is 4-down territory, I would almost expect maybe a hard play action. You've been running the football really well tonight. Maybe you can get a cheap one behind the Arizona State defense. But if it's not 4-down territory, I wouldn't be surprised if Blake Shapen keeps the football and uses his legs to pick up this first down with a light box.
They're going to motion a man across the formation. Shapen will keep it, and he'll get the push ahead to the 10. And depending on where they spot it, it's first down for sure, and it might be first and goal.
There's a great surge by the Bulldogs offensive line, winning the line of scrimmage on 3rd and short and just allowing Shapen to pick it up with his legs.
You know, we've talked a lot about the roster turnover for Mississippi State. They got a lot bigger and stronger on both lines.
Oh, it's a massive offensive line, averaging almost 325 pounds across the board.
It is first and goal. Play fake. Shapen rolling right. Shapen is being pursued, and instead of throwing it away, he takes a sack. So instead of throwing the ball away, he takes a loss of about 4.
Great play by Keyshawn Elliott coming up and making that tackle for a loss. But you said it, Flem. This is a quarterback that's played a ton of football. He's in his 6th year. He knows better. This is a football that needs to be thrown away. You can't take lost yardage in the red zone. It's just so critical. But a great play by the Sun Devils getting Mississippi State off schedule.
2nd down and goal. That one across the middle, tipped up and incomplete. That was dangerous. Hung in the air momentarily. Montana Warren got a hand on it. Now it's 3rd and goal.
It was a really nice play by Montana Warren. Just reading Shapen's eyes and getting in there at the last second with a hand.
Trying to find Anthony Evans. They've been targeting Evans a lot. Now they have a talented tight end. You talked about the tight end on the ASU side. We haven't said Seydou Traore's name yet.
This is a really tough spot to be in, 3rd and goal. Shapen needs to be smart with the football if nothing's there. You have a field goal in your back pocket.
Shapen in the pocket, tries to throw short. It's incomplete. And the Sun Devils will force a field goal try.
It's a really nice stop by Brian Ward's defense. Sun Devils standing tall in the red zone, forcing a field goal situation. It's exactly what they needed in a desperate way.
Bulldogs have a very talented place kicker. He's a lefty, Kyle Ferry. Set a Mississippi State record last week with a 55-yard field goal. Would have been good from 65. So this one from 32. And the whistles blow before he kicks it. There's a penalty flag, and it's against Mississippi State.
False start. Offense. Number 56. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So shouldn't be a big issue, but hey, it's football. It's a kicker. You're forcing him to make another try after he made the first one negated by the penalty.
Yeah, no doubt. He definitely has the leg, but you're right. You cannot take these little gimmies for granted.
So now more like a 37-yarder for Kyle Ferry. And no problem. The extra 5 yards does not faze him. Right down the middle for a 10-0 Mississippi State lead. 1:18 to go, first quarter, a first quarter that has been dominated by the Bulldogs. By the way, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, catch NFL Countdown, Week 1 in the NFL. Lots to talk about. Aaron Rodgers, his Steelers debut against the Jets. Micah Parsons putting on that Packers uniform for the first time. Aiden Hutchinson is back for the Lions. So all that's tomorrow. Then on Monday, the 56th season of Monday Night Football gets underway. What a great place to start it. In Chicago, Soldier Field, old-time rivalry, Vikings-Bears. You got Peyton and Eli on ESPN2 with their alt-cast. Monday, 8 Eastern, Bears-Vikings, Monday Night Football.
You're right, Flem. That just feels right? Conference rivals, division rivals, old-school football.
SVP, they're going to be there. The Monday Night Countdown crew on site. Look at the yardage difference in this first quarter of this game. Somewhere Dak Prescott, I'm sure, after playing the opener on Thursday, is watching this game and smiling as his Bulldogs are playing so well to start their year at home. Shorter kickoff. And Relief Brown's going sideways. That doesn't really work. Out of bounds. Well, for the Sun Devils, last year, I mean, it was just such a great year. Kenny Dillingham takes over this program. The Sun Devils program was in chaos. His first year, went 3-9, made some progress. Maybe the win-loss record didn't show it. They found their oasis in the desert last year, and maybe his name was Cam Scadaboo. Sam Levitt, too. Those two were both awesome. Big 12 champions, made their first appearance in the college football playoff, had that classic game against Texas in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, and then they bring all this talent back with a whole different level of expectation for this season.
It's so impressive what Kenny Dillingham has built in just 2 short years as the head coach. Found a lot of players with chips on their shoulders that were overlooked.
Levitt's going to scramble. A penalty flag is thrown way back towards the line of scrimmage. So even though Levitt gets a first down, I think this one's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 58. Half position goal. Still first down.
Going to be on Hianator, the right tackle. You see the frustration from Kenny Dillingham just right here on the right side. Just loses his balance. Great bull rush by Mississippi State. Brings the defender down with him. Easy call for the officials.
Probably didn't have much of an impact on the play, which makes it even more frustrating. Kanye Udo for the first time in the backfield, and he'll get a carry left side run. The Army transfer. Nice cut, left sideline, and a first down. Sun Devils all the way out across the 25-yard line.
It's a really good job by that left side of the offensive line between Atkins and Obibo, 53-55. Tremendous job of opening up that hole, and that is exactly what the Sun Devils needed desperately here on this drive.
That was 21 yards. Kanye Udo might have been the best player on Army's team last year, a team that went 12-2, had a great year.
There's a very talented running back room for Arizona State. They really feel like they have a 3-headed monster in there.
It's Raleigh Brown who's in the game now, and he goes backwards, got stuffed. Will Whitson, who was the Defensive Player of the Week in the SEC last week, makes a big play.
Boy, and is Mississippi State happy to have him back. A guy that missed the majority of last season due to injury. Let his impact be felt. You just mentioned it, SEC Defense Player of the Week a week ago, and he's been making a bunch of plays early on here tonight.
That's going to be the end of quarter number 1. A quarter that was not easy for Arizona State. Sun Devils, top 15 team, championship aspirations. This is not going to be easy tonight for them. The Bulldogs have come to play. They lead 10-0.
Coach Dillingham, what in your eye has been the biggest challenge for your offense to get moving early?
Yeah, second downs have been really bad. You know, we've gotten into a 2nd and 4, roughly a 2nd and 7. Thrown an incomplete or something happened there. They got us off rhythm. They're playing good third down defense.
Any reason Tyson Brown is out of the game?
Yeah, he's dinged up. We're trying to get him looked at, and we'll see what happens from there.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So the starting running back is out. Now ASU is near the student section with even more noise at Davis Wade as we start the second quarter. And it's going to be another one of those third down plays for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, it's about to get really loud here on this third down play. Sam Levitt desperately needs to find a way to keep his offense on the field here. He's got to find a way to get a first down. Your All-American wide receiver, Jordan Tyson, will be at the bottom of your screen. He is in a one-on-one matchup right now.
Sam Levitt is 1 for 7 to start this game. He finds Tyson, and that's a big play. Now there is a penalty flag thrown. So a first down as it stands right now. We'll see. I think it's against the defense.
Pass interference. Offense number 9. 15-yard penalty. Third down.
Wow. So like a pick play, pass interference.
Yeah, and you can see Kenny Dillingham. He's not happy about it. So here's where the foul is. The block is going to occur before Jordan Tyson gets the football. Now, that is okay if Jordan Tyson is behind the line of scrimmage, but if he's in front of that line of scrimmage, which obviously the officials are saying he is, that is an illegal block down the field.
So something about that play, whether it was the timing, whether Tyson didn't go where he was supposed to go, was off.
Levitt needs to be very smart with the football here. You're backed up to the student section, 3rd and a mile.
Pressure comes immediately, and Levitt goes down inside the 5. Will Whitson. Just a jailbreak pressure. And it's going from bad to worse for the Sun Devils.
Whitson is picking right up where he picked up from last week. Co-SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Borderline goes untouched for the sack on 3rd down against Sam Levitt. And this home field absolutely loves it.
Man. And now you got a punt from your own end zone with the cowbells right behind the punter, Canyon Floyd, who's had a shaky start. ASU is looking rattled.
This is a tough situation for a punter. You just have to get the football off any way possible.
They didn't get the play snapped, I don't think. I thought it was a delay of game. That just makes them louder.
Yes, it does. Do not feed this crowd. They are absolutely loving it. This is an electric atmosphere here tonight in Starkville.
They're snapping it from the 2, and Floyd does boom one deep. Very returnable for Evans from his own 40. Cuts it upfield, across midfield. All things considered, that was a great job by the Arizona State special teams. However, the ASU offense has been a mess in this first half, and Will Whitson is a big reason why. Man, is he making an impact in his first year in Starkville.
Kevin Connors in studio. AT&T is keeping fans connected with our multi-view over on ABC. John Mateer has a TD pass. Oklahoma leads Michigan 7-0. Army has just scored on K-State. They've hit the break 13-7 over on ESPN. Ty Simpson, a pair of touchdown passes. Alabama, a 21-0 lead on ULM on the SEC Network. Flem.
All right, Kevin, thank you. So lots of stuff to keep track of. Meanwhile, this score, I'm sure folks elsewhere in the country are looking at this score and thinking, Kenny Dillingham's ASU Sun Devils have their hands full and then some. They have been dominated in this first half by Mississippi State. And the Bulldogs start in ASU territory on this drive. That pass was incomplete, trying to hit his tight end, Traore.
Little misfire there by Blake Shapen. I'm surprised he didn't hand the football off. The box count said give it there, but that goes back to what I said. He has so much on his plate in this RPO system. Every play he has to decide if he's going to hand that football off or throw it. Right there, I think that's one he's going to want back.
And not a huge statistical first half for Shapen. And the Mississippi State offense, after going down the field on their first drive, has quieted down, going deep here, and caught in stride. Brennan Thompson, touchdown. There is a penalty flag back in the backfield. And that guy's reaction says it all.
I think it's coming back. I think it's the chop block by running back Fluff Bothwell.
That's what Kenny thinks it is.
There was no foul.
Wow.
On the play for a chop block. It's also played for touchdown.
They pick the flag up, and it's a touchdown, Mississippi State.
You know, I understand why Kenny Dillingham is so upset here. You can only go low on a defender on the initial line charge, and if you're coming directly from the front, here's the chop block. Keep an eye on Bothwell coming across the screen. He goes low. You also have the tight end, Traore, hands on the defender. I think Mississippi State got away with one there.
Wow, obviously that is a huge pickup of the penalty flag. Extra point up and good. A 47-yard touchdown from the guy who's maybe the fastest player in the country.
What an unbelievable job by Brennan Thompson, tracking that football over his outside shoulder, and Blake Shapen is loving it. A little controversy to get the Bulldogs up 17-0. Here's Bothwell. He's going to come across in pass protection on the blitzing safety, Miles Rouser. Also keep an eye on the tight end. The tight end, Traore, gets a hand on Rouser as he's blitzing, and then the running back goes low on the chop block. That is illegal. And then any chop block that occurs after the initial line charge, the snap of the football, whether a tight end, offensive line hands is on him, that's illegal as well. And that is exactly why Kenny Dillingham is so upset and be out of his mind right now, because he knows what a pivotal play that was that put the Bulldogs up 17-0.
I think just to summarize, good job by you. There are two different ways that you can be called for a chop block. And Mississippi State, watch that again. I think they did it in both different ways.
I agree.
And they picked up the penalty flag, and it turned into a 47-yard touchdown. Now a touchback for ASU. I mean, Kenny then went over, you get the iPads on the sideline. He went and looked, and then he lost his mind.
Well, I understand why. It's clear-cut shot block. It's an illegal play, and it resulted in a touchdown for Mississippi State. And now the Sun Devils are really on their heels, down 17.
I mean, it's amazing. We still have 12:51 to go in the first half. There's so much football to be played, and yet we've had all these possessions and swings, and for ASU, almost as many penalty yards as total yards. They have to get the offense going. Sam Levitt swings it out to Raleek Brown, who just, instead of cutting it upfield, ran right into Diego Brumfield.
Boy, is Mississippi State making it really difficult on ASU tonight. The Bulldogs are playing inspiring football. And right now, Marcus Arroyo, the offensive coordinator for the Sun Devils, he's going to have to dig deep into that bag of tricks, find some breather plays for his quarterback. Sam Levitt just 2 for 8 on the game right now. You have to find a way to get the sophomore quarterback in rhythm on this drive, because the Sun Devils desperately need it.
They're going backwards. Now they have more penalty yards than total yards after that play. In the pocket, Levitt is going to scramble. Sam Levitt, not sliding, takes a hit and falls forward outside the 30 to make it 3rd and 3.
Such a crucial third down for the Sun Devils here. ASU has to know where 43 Will Whitson is on this third down play. He's been terrorizing quarterbacks between week 1, and he's already doing it to Sam Levitt tonight. Have to get 4 hands on Will Whitson. He'll be at the top of your screen on this third down play.
That was Jordan Tyson in motion. They hand it off. Raleek Brown. Good play call on third down. It's a first down outside the 40 to the 42. Let's go down to Stormy.
And still, this ASU offense without their lead running back, Kyson Brown, who this was supposed to be a special homecoming for him today from just about 90 minutes away in Tupelo, Mississippi. But he has been very uncomfortable putting any pressure on that right leg, been limping up and down the sideline, fresh tape on his knee, and re-spatted that ankle. Officially questionable from the team. He'll be reevaluated at halftime. But Kanye Udo asked him if he's okay, and he shook his head no.
Good info, Stormy. Thanks. Raleek Brown is going to have to carry a bigger chunk of the load. And he'll get across the 45 to the 46. Tackled by Kelly Jones.
To Stormy's hit, you always feel bad for any injured player, but for Sip Brown, this was his homecoming. He told me this week, I said, how many tickets did you have to get for this game? He goes, listen, the whole town of Tupelo is going to be there. So the fact he's on the sideline, you just feel for that young man.
Yeah, very disappointing. 2nd down and 6. Udo now behind Levitt. Pressure comes almost immediately, so Levitt just decided he was going to make this a quarterback scramble play. He's taken some big hits. and they will spot him with enough yardage to get a first down.
Well, and this is where Sam Levitt is at his best, and I really think he's most comfortable. This is a designed rollout by Marcus Arroyo. He knows that's where his quarterback is comfortable. Levitt doesn't like anything down the field, and that's his superpower. He is a fantastic athlete with world-class speed, and he showed it off there on that last play to get a first down.
Second most scramble yards last year for any quarterback in the country. Not overall rush yards, but on pure scramble plays. Raleek Brown got away from one, not a second. And that was an awkward tackle. He went down in a hurry.
That was a great job by Zachary Tillman diagnosing that play from his linebacker position. Getting through the gap and getting Brown down.
No gain for ASU.
Got to get to third and manageable if you're ASU. Any quick completion or a positive run really helps your case on third down.
Levitt steps up and goes down. Got tripped up and sacked. Deontay Anderson.
With Deontay Anderson, you're going to see right here from the defensive end position, working on right tackle, Max Giannator. Excuse me, that's Kyle Scott. Does a fantastic job just ripping inside and forcing a third and extra long.
Pressure again coming. Levitt having to escape on 3rd and 18, buying time downfield to nobody. Intercepted. I shouldn't say nobody. He just threw it right to a Bulldog. Gavin Williams. I mean, maybe you say that's as good as a punt. And that's about all that ASU has been able to do in this first half. Punt or throw the ball to the other team. Oh, what a statement by Mississippi State. There's a long way to go in this game, but this looks like a totally different team than the one that went winless in the SEC just last year. They have dominated the first half. Still 8:13 to go. They get the ball back after an interception, which basically acted like a 35-7-yard punt. A helmet comes off for a Mississippi State offensive lineman, Booth, with the carry for a short gain. So number 75, Jacoby Jackson's going to have to come off the field for a play. Luke Work, who got hurt in camp, was expected to play a lot. He is healthy enough to play tonight, so we're seeing him in the game. Chapin, little play fake, rolling left, and that play was sort of doomed from the start. Good pursuit by ASU to set up third down.
And that was a really good job by Keyshawn Elliott, 44, tracking down the quarterback to make this a 3rd and long. Boy, if ASU is ever to get off the field, it's going to be this drive. Keep an eye at the top of your screen. 32, Prince Dorba needs to find a way to affect this football game, especially in a 3rd and obvious passing situation.
He might be their best pass rusher, who really haven't called his name yet. And he got blocked on that pass rush, but Chapin nowhere to go with the ball. And Chapin is finally going to go down. Good coverage from the Sun Devils secondary led to the sack.
Excellent coverage down the field. Definitely a coverage sack. Clayton Smith, number 10, is going to get credited with it, but just absolutely nowhere to go with the football for Chapin. And that's exactly what the ASU defense needed to do. They need to get their offense back out there on the field so they can find some juice and rhythm here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, the bad news is nothing's going right for ASU. The good news is you still have a lot of football left to be played. Maybe that's good news. Raleek Brown back to receive. Shorter punt, it's going to land, and Brown is yelling at his teammates smartly to get out of the way. It'll be down at the ASU 38-yard line. Well, while we have a moment, let's take a look at this week's college football rankings, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Less heavy of a schedule for the top teams this week in week 2. Clemson, I tell you what, Clemson got scared at home by Troy. They were losing for a lot of that game.
They were in a dogfight for the majority of that football game, able to pull it out in the end and pull away from Troy.
You think Mike Gundy maybe is regretting his comments this week?
How about that right there? 69-3. Do not poke the bear is the lesson there.
I think Dan Lanning takes that kind of stuff personally.
100%.
First and 10, ASU. Handoff and a nice hole. Udo's done some good running in this first half. Tackled by Mitchell out to the 45, gain of 7.
Really good start to the drive for the Sun Devils. I wouldn't be surprised here if they really try to slow things down, get collected on this drive, because don't forget, I know there's still 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, but ASU gets the football to start the third quarter. So if they can milk some clock, get some points here, and get points right after half, they're right back in it.
Pistol formation. Udo, good cut as soon as he took the ball, and that allowed him to get to midfield and an Arizona State first down. I'm glad you brought that up, because Kenny Dillingham is obsessive talking about the middle 8, the last 4 minutes of the first half, the first 4 minutes of the second half. In a lot of ways, he's kind of built his whole program around the idea of dominating the middle part of the game.
Well, it's really smart. The best teams win situational football moments, and he understands if you get the ball to start the third quarter and you can kill clock, score at the end of the second, and score again to start the third quarter, it's as good as getting a takeaway and turning that into points.
First and 10, Sun Devils. And Udo's going to get another carry. Udo trying to bounce it left side, nowhere to go. Nick Mitchell with the tackle.
A week ago, ASU threw the football at almost a 2-to-1 ratio pass to run. That's not who ASU wants to be. Tonight, they really wanted to come into this football game and establish the run and build your play-action pass off of that. But credit Mississippi State. They have done a fantastic job of bottling up these running backs.
Second and 10. Tyson came in motion. Pressure picked up, and Levitt will check down to Raleek Brown, but even that, just nowhere to go. Beautifully defended, and once again, Nick Mitchell, he's flying all over the field.
This Bulldogs defense has been so impressive. Defensive coordinator Coleman Hutzler, he keeps mixing up the looks. There'll be two high safety looks, single high, man, zone. Really has Marcus Arroyo and this Arizona State offense playing the guessing game right now. Will Whitson at the top of your screen.
He got double teamed this time. Levitt trying to find somewhere to go with the ball. Penalty flag thrown off the hands of Tyson, incomplete. But there is a flag back in the secondary, so we'll see.
It's going to be.
I think that's against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, defensive holding.
Holding. Defense number 13. 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Ron Manning called for the penalty.
You're going to see right at the top of your screen, there's the hold on Manning. Clear and obvious for the officials. Not going to get away with that one.
Yeah, it was actually against the other receiver, the play you saw sort of in the foreground there. He just wrapped his arms all the way around him. So that's a big first down on the penalty for ASU. Tight end Harpole in motion. Play fake to Raleek Brown. Levitt will throw a screen, and it was almost intercepted. Threw it behind Brown.
Yeah, Brown was hidden behind the big offensive lineman. Kind of a tough throw for Sam Levitt, but one he should still make. Levitt just not comfortable tonight. 3 for 11, only 3 yards on the game.
I mean, that's impossible to believe. This is the guy who led Arizona State to the Big 12 championship, went toe-to-toe with Texas in the playoff quarterfinal game. Was one of the best quarterbacks in the country last year. He slings that one out to Harpole, who got hit immediately. That was Manning, who committed that penalty, made up for it with that hit.
A nice job finding a quick completion just to get this back to third and medium and more of a manageable distance for Arizona State. They're in field goal range here, so you really have to wonder, hey, is this 4-down territory? If I'm the quarterback, if I'm Levitt,
I'm doing anything I can to find a quick completion. So just in case we don't get a first down, I make a tough decision on Kenny Dillingham to keep us out there on the field.
Udoh motions back into the backfield on third down. They hand it to him, and he's going the wrong way. He got away from 1 and 2 would-be tacklers and got a yard. So it's still going to be 4th and 4, almost 5. I don't see the field goal team coming out. I think the offense is staying on the field.
You know, Clem, I don't know if I agree with this decision. I know it feels like everything's been going against you tonight, but you are technically in field goal range for your kicker here, and I think any point for the Sun Devils would help break the momentum from Mississippi State.
Fourth down and 5. Levitt thought about scrambling, now trying to get away. He does. Levitt, what a move, diving forward. And I don't know. I think he got close, but I'm not sure he got all the way there. That spot actually looks short to me. Darion Gillette is the guy who ended up making the tackle, and they signal Mississippi State ball.
What a stop by Mississippi State. So impressive. Silla tracking down the quarterback. Here's Levitt diving for the first down. He is right at the sticks. Tough to tell with that angle.
And he reaches forward.
On the field, or the runner being short of the line of gain. Is that a further review?
Definitely reached there and got there out of bounds. So they are going to take a look at this spot. And the knee definitely didn't touch. What an incredible effort by Levitt. Big 12 crew, obviously this is a huge call. They spotted him at the 30. He had to get to the 29-yard line for a first down on fourth down. Big 12 replay officials. Kenny Dillingham down on the field looking up at the big video board.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down, Mississippi State.
What a tremendous effort by Sam Levitt, but I want to go back to this fourth down play. Keep an eye on Jordan Tyson. He's just going to run up to the 6 and turn around. If Levitt lets go of this football on time, I think it's a really easy pickup for the Sun Devils. Doesn't let the football go and then tries to create, does an outstanding job at trying to pick up this first down for the team. But I think sometimes you just need to take that quick strike throw and get that football to Jordan Tyson when you can.
And now Mississippi State gets the ball back with 2:41 to go until halftime. Swing pass left side. Evans cuts it upfield. Evans gets tackled inbounds out at the 32-yard line. Miles Rouser made the tackle. ASU has 3 timeouts. So does Mississippi State. You have the 2-minute timeout as well.
Yeah, if I'm Mississippi State, I'm going to let this thing go down to the 2-minute timeout, milk as much clock as you can, and try to finish this half with the football in your hand, getting points.
That's exactly what the Bulldogs are doing here. What a half for Mississippi State. 2 minutes to go, up 17-0. Timeout on the field in Starkville.
Kevin Connors in studio. Coming up on the Twisted Tea halftime report, we'll check in on the showdown in Norman between Michigan and Oklahoma, plus a stunner in the swamp, and maybe a CFP dark horse has emerged, plus border wars all over college football, including the original border war. Flem, if you can hear me, that's coming up at the half.
It's hard, Kevin. I appreciate you speaking up there at the end. My goodness. I think they're excited to have college football back here in Starkville. Pass knocked down, incomplete on 2nd down and 7. So now 3rd down, 1:56 to go. ASU has 3 timeouts. So does Mississippi State. Traore, the intended target. Bulldogs will get to the line very quickly. We'll see if they actually run a play quickly.
Looking to the sideline. That was huge for Arizona State with the incomplete pass, saving precious time on that clock.
Sun Devils, you got to think, are hoping they can get the ball back and try to salvage something in the first half. Meanwhile, Thompson goes in motion. Shapen, the quarterback, throws, and that one is caught for a Mississippi State 1st down. Aiden Williams came back to the ball. So now it's the Bulldogs who can turbocharge out to the 45.
Great throw, great catch. That was a beautiful route by Aiden Williams, getting on the DB's toes and hitting the brakes, coming back to the ball.
Quick snap. Shapen is going to scramble ahead, and Shapen slides right around midfield. Positive gain of 5 on 1st down.
Well, I've been really impressed with this Mississippi State offensive line, giving their quarterback time to go through his reads, opening up holes. They've been really impressive in the first half.
Final minute and a half of the first half. Now a swing pass, right side, Bothwell. Made a nice move and then some power at the end for Bulldogs 1st down.
Boy, good footwork for a 230-pound back, showing how elusive he is. Soft hands out of the backfield. Plenty of time on the clock right here. Mississippi State, they're going to take their time and play under control.
Into ASU territory. Shapen dancing around. Shapen, here he goes again. Flags thrown, a couple of them. So I would imagine that this one is coming back.
Going to be holding on Zach Owens. 52 for Mississippi State, the right guard.
Holding, offense number 52. 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Here's the big 6'6", 340-pound right guard, and Owens right here. Does a good job handling the TE stunt. And then when Shapen goes to run, just takes the defender down with him. Easy call for the officials.
Back into their own territory. That does definitely change things. Shapen looking to throw. Shapen's going down. And now ASU is going to run to the official and call a timeout. Clayton Smith with a sack. 55 seconds on the clock.
First charge down out of the half. Arizona State, 30 seconds.
Really good job by the Arizona State defense. This has been a great sequence for them. Here's Clayton Smith over here on the left side. He's going to loop all the way around this offensive line to make this sack.
57 seconds. 5-7.
And Shapen just nowhere to go with the ball. Arizona State playing a too-high shell safety defense, almost like a soft prevent. They don't want to give up the big play downfield, and that's what gives Smith time to go to work.
They added 2 seconds to the clock. The 2nd and 29 coming up here. Clayton Smith has a couple sacks. 2 big plays for Mississippi State's offense. Their first touchdown, 48 yards. Their second touchdown, 47 yards. Otherwise, the Sun Devils defense played pretty well.
Yeah, they've done a great job here. And if I'm Mississippi State, you either have to throw a guaranteed completion or you have to hand the football off because you want to force Arizona State to burn those timeouts.
ASU might have helped him. I think they jumped. Shapen throws across the middle, and Traore just drops it.
Offside. Defense number 55. In the neutral zone, snap.
You know, and it's in these situational football moments where you have to be your best. You don't want to ever give a free play to an offense, especially when you have them on their heels.
You got lucky in a way that Traore just now dropped the ball. Second down and 24. Swing pass right side, and that is a big hit on Thompson. Bimage put the hit on. What a hit. ASU will use a timeout.
Bimage coming up, backup corner, laying the wood of Brennan Thompson. Take a listen.
Oh. So one timeout to go. Now to your point on the previous play, I would think for the Bulldogs, this is going to be a handoff.
Yes, yeah, you either hand the football off to the running back or you call a guaranteed completion, you know, a high percentage throw that you know will be caught to force Arizona State to burn that timeout. Maybe it's a quick screen to a wide receiver outside, trying to get one of your playmakers the football in space. Maybe they make one miss, pick up a big play. But you definitely have to make sure you make Kenny Dillingham burn that final timeout.
Bothwell, the tailback, has been overwhelmingly positive for Mississippi State in this first half. And the way their defense is played with no timeouts, if ASU starts inside their own 20, say, they're going to have a hard time. They will hand it off to Bothwell, and the Sun Devils defended that well, so the quick timeout, loss of a couple yards. We're going to have a punt coming up here with 43 seconds to go in the first half. Well, all of us are excited about this. The all-new ESPN app, best way to watch sports, all of ESPN, all in one place. 5 games, live stats, plus you can track your fantasy teams, personalize your favorite leagues, teams, players, all in one spot. The all-new ESPN app. .44 seconds on the clock. Sam Levitt, who's just had a nightmare first half, is trying to gather his offense together and get ready for a quick drive to try to get some points at the end of the half. Raleigh Brown is going to stand inside the ASU 15. The other punter, Nathan Tice, is out there to try to pin the Sun Devils deep. Instead, he punts it straight in the air. Oh my goodness. A punt that is going to land and bounce in Mississippi State's favor and take some time off the clock. But instead of pinned deep, that's a 20-yard punt.
What a break for the Sun Devils. Huge opportunity to go get points. But Sam Levitt just has not been comfortable tonight. Just 4 for 12 on the ball game. Can't get it going. It just seems like he's not on the same page with his wide receivers. Not exactly comfortable in the pocket. He's had some errant throws. He's missed some reads that I think could have led to first downs. He just hasn't been comfortable. And Marcus Arroyo and Kenny Dillingham at halftime need to sit down with the sophomore quarterback and just go over that call sheet and say, hey, listen, what are your favorite calls? Because we're going to get you into rhythm in the third quarter. He's much better than he's performed tonight.
Maybe you can build a little momentum here. Levitt is going to throw on the move, and he zings one in there to Tyson, who goes down inside the 45. Jordan Tyson, that's the best offensive play for the Sun Devils so far. Gain of 21, up to the line quickly, under center to kill it with the snap with no timeouts remaining. And the clock now showing 21 seconds to go.
How about that fastball by Levitt? I mean, this kid is special. When he gets outside the pocket, that is where he's at his best. It threw an absolute strike to Jordan Tyson. I'm working the sidelines here if I'm ASU.
Second down, Levitt throws over the top sideline and out of bounds.
You have to, as a young quarterback, you have to know when to take your shots and when to play your situational football. There was an opportunity to get that football out to the sideline for a big chunk gain and let your wide receiver get out of bounds. Take what the defense gives you.
That has been a definite theme of this first half. He's missed some open targets. Now 3rd and 10. You got to make sure you get a first down. Levitt dancing around, heaves it deep middle into coverage, and it's tipped up and incomplete. Triple coverage on Tyson. Now 7 seconds to go, and I guess you scramble around, buy some time, and heave one to the end zone.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do here. You don't want to put your punt team on the field. So it's almost, honestly, I think it's a Hail Mary situation for ASU. You get one shot at the end zone here. Sam Levitt, he's going to have to scramble around, buy some time. Let his receivers get down there in that end zone and see if they can come away with a keep score here late.
Now a timeout, Mississippi State to get organized.
Mississippi State, 30 seconds.
Sam Levitt is 5 for 15.
Yeah, just not comfortable. And you know, you talked about the season that he had last year, Big 12 champions, college football playoff. You know, this was a kid that is in the Heisman Trophy conversation coming into this year. You look at NFL draft boards, he's in the first-round pick conversation. So expectations are high, and this is certainly not the way that Sam Levitt is used to playing.
This might be the worst half of his football life at any level.
No, you have to remember, it was such a sensational freshman season a year ago, but the kid's just a sophomore, right? He's still learning on the fly, and every week he learns new things. But right now, he's in a really tough spot, down 17 on the road. This environment has been electric from the get-go. We'll see if he's able to buy some time and get a football heave to the end zone here.
Now they move. Can't even get a Hail Mary play snapped off.
False start. Offense, number 0 and 53. 5-yard penalty.
It is so loud in this stadium that I don't know if this offense can continue to operate by using the clap cadence. When it is this loud, I love when a quarterback's able to lift his leg, center's looking back, because that left tackle, Josh Ashton, he can't hear a thing down there right now.
All right, so here we go. Should be the final play of the half. A helmet comes off for a defender. Oh my goodness, Levitt just got creamed. There's going to be a penalty against Mississippi State that is going to prolong this half. I mean, Sam Levitt just got trucked, and they're going to call that penalty against the Bulldogs, I think.
It's a really big hit by Brandon Jennings. But from my vantage point, I think it was a clean hit. They're having that conversation right now down there on the field. Is this roughing the passer?
They've already picked up one big penalty.
Fouls on the play, both by the defense. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, roughing the passer. Number 44 to defense. Personal foul. Defense, number 42, participating without his helmet. We'll have a 15-yard penalty. We'll have an untimed out.
So you can't keep playing if your helmet comes up. So that's one penalty, and then they hit on the quarterback flag for unnecessary roughness.
That's correct. If your helmet comes off, look at the left side of your screen. You need to stop playing in that moment. And then 44, Jennings at the top of your screen. That's who lays the hit. I understand that it is a massive hit on Sam Levitt, but there's no contact to his head.
It doesn't really matter. They only enforced one of those two 15-yard penalties. So ASU runs the field goal team out there. Instead of a Hail Mary, it's going to be a long field goal try. And Mississippi State's going to use another one of their timeouts. So I'm with you. There's definitely gray area on that penalty on the quarterback because there were two of them, and they're enforcing the 15 yards. It's a little bit academic.
Yeah, great point. Regardless, with the helmet off, there's your 15 yards.
Jesus Gomez, the field goal kicker. And he's got a big leg. It's a nice night to kick. There's not a lot of wind. It's warm. He definitely has the leg for this. But it's going to be a 51, 52-yard try. Transfer from Eastern Michigan. Field goal kicking was not a big part of the Sun Devils' success last year. Here we go. From 51 yards out at the end of the half. The kick is on the way. It looks good, and it is good. About the only positive thing that happened for Arizona State all half. On the final play of the half, they get 3 points on the board.
Gomez just hitting a little cut fade right through the uprights. Arizona State desperately needed that. It has been all Mississippi State Bulldogs in the first half here tonight. Very impressive half by Jeff Levy's ball club.
He's got to be thrilled. He's down on the field as we get ready to send it down, we think, to Stormy Buonantony.
I know a couple penalties lead to points late, but this defense has been suffocating to Sam Levitt and ASU's offense all day. What have they done best?
Yeah, we've played really, really fast and had great effort, and that's what we talked about all week. We got to match that coming out of half.
A dominant first half, though, and as you mentioned, a lot of game left. How do you match that next?
Well, we got to go play another half of football. We got to play clean. We got to score touchdowns in the red zone, stay out of 3 and outs on offense, and then match what we've done defensively.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Stormy. All right, Jeff. Halftime score, 17-3, Mississippi State. Time to send it to studio and Kevin Connors. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Geico. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. And man, does it feel like the SEC inside Davis Wade. Waited 9 months to have a college football Saturday. This is the first home game of the year for the Bulldogs. And it looks like a brand new team. Mississippi State dominated the first half against number 12 Arizona State. 17-3 the score as we start the third quarter. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Stormy Buonantony. ASU does get the ball to start the second half. And they got a field goal on the final play of the first half as they try to make their way back in this game. Bulldogs, though, have been so impressive. Fair catch signal and made at the 5-yard line. So the Sun Devils do have it. And Brock, look, the first half was just dominated by Mississippi State. What can Arizona State do to try to get back in this game?
Well, what an opportunity. They get the football right now, and I think it starts with Sam Levitt. Sam Levitt, he has just been off from the get-go tonight. You can tell he's not comfortable. He's been missing some throws. Marcus Arroyo, Kenny Dillingham, they have to find a way to get their sophomore quarterback into rhythm on this drive because you can feel the momentum in this stadium. It is all things Mississippi State. But Arizona State has a critical opportunity here to start the second half with points.
Udo in the backfield, and they'll hand it off to him on the first play of the third quarter. And still not down across the 30 to the 31. Let's go down to Stormy.
And I will tell you guys, Sam Levitt coming out of the locker room at least gave off the appearance of being confident and being ready to go. His head coach, Kenny Dillingham, said exactly what Brock was just telling you, that we need to find a way to get Sam Levitt into a rhythm, get him comfortable here fast. And you know how much Kenny Dillingham has stressed the importance of the middle eight. That field goal at the end of the first half was critical. He said, we score here, it's a one-possession game, we're ready to go.
Trying to get organized for second down. Thanks, Stormy. And Sam Levitt is a confident young man. Handoff and a nice misdirection play. Raleigh Brown all the way out to the 45-yard line. It's such a big point of emphasis for Dillingham at ASU to dominate this part of the game.
Yeah, he really wants to run the football. Keep an eye on the tight end. He's going to loop in on this pool. Shimon Mateer, great job at getting this running back to the second level, and that is exactly how ASU wants to start the second half.
We've barely seen Kyson Brown from Mississippi been hurt and really has not come back in the game. Raleigh Brown, nice cut. And another big run for the Sun Devils into Mississippi State territory. Inside the 45, down to the 43, a gain of 11.
Sun Devils coming out of halftime, answering the call, setting the tempo here. Great job by the offensive line, taking control of this football game. If Arizona State can establish the run, that's when this offense is at their best, because now Sam Levitt gets to go hard play action and push the ball down the field to his All-American wide receiver, Jordan Tyson.
Raleigh Brown needed some help. I don't think he got that shoulder pad fixed. Still outside his jersey. He'll go behind Levitt, who fakes it to Brown. And almost looked like a design quarterback run. Levitt, great cut. And he spins inside the 35. That's 11 more yards on the ground.
What a great play by Levitt. Nothing there. Showing off his athleticism. And this is what makes him so dangerous. If you let him outside the pocket, this is where he's comfortable. This is where he can hurt you. Great job picking up another first down for the Sun Devils.
Every play to start the third quarter has been a run play for ASU. First and 10. Udo behind Levitt. He'll get the football. Left side run and a decisive run. They're picking up big chunks on the ground, and Udo still going inside the 20, all the way down to the 18.
Such a great job by the offensive line. I want you to look at Josh Atkins. He's the left tackle for Arizona State. Watch what he does here and how he wins at the line of scrimmage. Such a great surge by this offensive front. Double team there with Obibo. And I thought Stormy brought up a great point. As bad as it's been for ASU, if they can find points on this drive, they're right back in the ball game where they want to be.
Atkins, really, if you watch that play all the way through, he took out 3 different defenders. Little fake. Levitt's going to run again. Right side. Sam Levitt cuts middle and dives inside the 10. He's so good out in the open field. Isaac Smith finally tackled him. That's a gain of 8.
When he tucks it and runs and has some green grass out there, you just feel like he's going to take it to the house every time. Such a gifted athlete. Really special when he gets outside the pocket.
And by far the best drive of the night for the Sun Devils. 6 plays, all runs, 66 yards. It's second down and 1 inside the 10.
Jordan Tyson at the top of your screen, press man coverage.
Udo, carry, right side run. It'll be first and goal. Kanye Udo is really running hard.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic night for the Sun Devils. After transferring over from Army, where he rushed for over 1,000 yards a season ago, has 9 carries tonight for 62 yards. It's been a great change of pace for this Sun Devil backfield.
They'll stay in the game. On first and goal, ASU. Udo gets the carry right side. Udo inside the 5, pushing to the goal line. Touchdown! It's like the Sun Devils came out of the locker room as a totally different team.
What a statement by the Sun Devils. Got to give a ton of credit to the offensive line on that drive. It's like they went into halftime, looked at one another and said, hey, let's go take over this football game. Let's go create a spark for our football team. And that is exactly what that front 5 and Kanye Udo did on that drive.
I mean, look at those numbers from the drive. 8 plays, all runs. They never threw the ball, and they went 75 yards down the field to punch it in. Gomez, who made the long field goal at the end of the first half, kicks the extra point at the beginning of the second half. The middle 8, ASU specializes in it. And this time it was all power football for the Sun Devils. Udo pays it off, an impressive drive. And we indeed have a 1-score ball game. All season it's been full of surprises already. We might have another one here tonight in Starkville. However, ASU takes the opening drive of the second half right down the field. And after a field goal to end the first half, they've got 10 in a row on the board. 17-10 is the Mississippi State lead. Gomez, a line drive kick through the end zone. That last drive, impressive. Our drive recap brought to you by AutoZone.
Well, Kenny Dillingham said to us this week he wanted to run the football. That's exactly what ASU did on that last drive. 8 plays, 75 yards, all on the ground. Sam Levitt showing off his athleticism, what he can do outside the pocket. And then how impressive was the offensive line for ASU and Kanye Udo to transfer from Army, able to punch it in for 6 when the Sun Devils needed it desperately. What a statement of a drive to start the third quarter.
I mean, 5 minutes ago, game time, it looked like they were going to get blown out of this building. And now we got a 1-touchdown game. Mississippi State has it for the first time in the second half. Devon Booth, the tailback alongside Chapin. And Booth will get the carry. Trying to go middle. That middle of the defensive line for the Sun Devils has gotten stouter.
Between Kangaika, CJ Fight, you know, some of those guys in there, Lono Wong, you don't want to go toe-to-toe with ASU. They're a very experienced defensive front, big bodies, fantastic with their hands. And that inside run game for Mississippi State, it's been tough going for them tonight.
2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Booth still in the backfield. They'll fake it to him. Chapin from the pocket throws, and that's incomplete. There was contact there intended for Jordan Mosley. Keith Abney almost early, no flag.
Thought that was really good coverage by Abney on the outside. Very consistent corner for the Sun Devils. Forcing a 3rd and long on Mississippi State. Keep an eye on Prince Dorba at the top of your screen. Best pass rusher for Arizona State. Needs to let his impact be felt here on this 3rd down for the Sun Devils.
3rd and 9. Chapin. Nowhere to go with the ball. Scrambling around it. He's going to get sacked. So Chapin goes down well short of the first down. Won't technically be a sack because he got positive yardage, but nowhere near first down yardage. And a 3-and-out for Mississippi State to start the half.
That was great protection by the Mississippi State offensive line. Just nowhere to go with the football. You need to credit the Sun Devils secondary doing a great job plastering down on all the wide receivers. And here we go. What a shift in momentum in this football game with the football going back to Arizona State.
Brown again deep to receive. The lefty punter with a line drive kick. And it's going to bounce. ASU will get out of the way. And a favorable Mississippi State bounce inside the 30, but the feel of the game has definitely changed. What a beautiful night in Starkville, Mississippi. Happy to have a home football game at Davis Wade. All right, Kevin, thank you. It's been a couple of years where the Big Ten has earned a few bragging rights over the SEC. Last 2 national titles. SEC hadn't even been in the national title game the last 2 years. Mississippi State at home. Their first game of the year inside their own stadium. And the feel of the game has really changed. A first down run for Udo. Stop for no gain. Let's go down to Stormy.
Yeah, I think the best way to describe ASU's sideline in the first half was that they were in disbelief. There wasn't any outward frustration or anything. They were just kind of stunned. The way this half has started has lit a fire. Emotion was flowing. Jordan Tyson, I saw just dapping up his offensive line. He started dancing to the music in the stadium, feeding off the energy. And I heard a couple players say, keep showing them who you are.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, Stormy's down there. It sure feels like it from where we are. ASU, a much more confident team right now. Levitt in the pocket, throws short middle. Relief Brown with a completion, and he cuts it upfield and gets the Sun Devils first down.
Really good job by Sam Levitt, just taking what the defense gives him. Keep an eye in the middle of the screen. The running back Brown is just on a free release, little angle route back to the inside. He's replacing the middle linebacker who's dropping into coverage. Really good rhythm early on in this drive for the Sun Devils.
The second longest completion of the game for Arizona State. On first down, another carry straight ahead across the 40 to the 41. Maybe 3 yards.
I've already seen a difference in how Mississippi State is going to play their defense. They brought an extra safety into the box the last couple plays. They've even blitzed a nickel off the edge. They're really trying to slow down this run. run game that ASU's created. With that, now with the single safety high, you're going to get some opportunities to push the ball down the field.
Tyson motion right, and now they'll kind of bunch up that formation closer to the ball. Levitt, handoff, and Udo going backwards. Calvin Dinkins almost took the handoff.
Dinkins, really good play inside from his nose tackle position for the Bulldogs. Here he is, Dinkins. He's made a lot of these plays tonight. He's been extremely disruptive inside for Arizona State. And here we are, 3rd and long again for the Sun Devils, a place Sam Levitt certainly does not want to be on the road.
Shotgun snap. Levitt throws, zinged that one there, and the pass was dropped. Man, Tyson had it, and that was going to be a first down, and he dropped the ball.
That is a very rare drop for the All-American wide receiver. He was right at the stick at the reception point, and it looks like he recognized where he was, and he just wanted to turn and get upfield so quickly to secure that first down. Just took his concentration off the ball for a second.
Wow, that might be the best throw of the night for Sam Levitt, and instead of a first down completion, it's 4th down. Evans back to return this punt. The punting has not been great in this game. That one, did it stay in bounds? It did for an extra many yards. That was a favorable bounce for the Sun Devils all the way down to the 19. Timeout on the field, 6:18 to go, 3rd quarter.
Well, Mississippi State Bulldog fans have to be so happy to have Blake Shapen back in the lineup. Miles Rouser, one of the best defensive players for ASU, drops coverage on the very first series of the game. Shapen and Anthony Evans make him pay. Big-time house call for the Bulldogs. And then Brennan Thompson, the speedster, transfer from Oklahoma, gets all the way up to 22 miles per hour on this go route. There is no coverage that can cover that beautiful throw and catch by Blake Shapen.
This summer, by the way, they clocked Brennan Thompson at over 23 miles per hour at his top speed, faster than Tyreek Hill, just for a little context.
What do you think that's like, running that fast? It's got to be fun.
That would be really fun.
Yeah, you're right. When it's faster than Tyreek Hill, you're putting yourself in a rare category.
Nice gain on first down. First play of the drive for the Bulldogs, and now a completion and a turn upfield. Anthony Evans, who was huge early, has been a little quieter as the game has gone on. But a gain of 7 and a Bulldogs first down.
Former Georgia Bulldog coming over to Mississippi State, having a really nice game here tonight.
Didn't want to change leads, didn't want to change mascots, just changed programs. That pass was in the air for a while. It was ultimately completed to Brennan Thompson. Short gain on first down.
Gosh, Mississippi State, they just put you on your heels. You don't know if they're going to play with warp speed, if they're going to just kind of go slower to the line of scrimmage. Doing a great job of mixing tempos.
Shapen, rollout, cut it upfield, and Shapen does make something out of nothing there. Got to the 39. 3rd down coming for Mississippi State.
Keep an eye on the slot. Big tight end, Seydou Traore. Sure-handed guy for the Bulldogs.
Shapen throws left side, and that one is caught. And that's good enough for a first down. Another catch for Evans. He's got 7 catches now for 90 yards and a touchdown, having a big game.
Really soft coverage in the slot by the Sun Devils. That's a very easy pitch and catch for the Bulldogs for a first down.
Mississippi State substituted, so now the officials give the defense a chance to sub and slow the tempo down. But they did. They allowed the last 2 defenders for ASU had to really hustle to get off the field. They did. Hit as he throws, and incomplete. Aiden Williams, the intended receiver.
Boy, Shapen kind of forcing the issue there. Arizona State doing a really good job in coverage. And Shapen took a pretty big hit at the end of this play. seeing there Ramar Williams for the Sun Devils getting in there, but Chapin back up.
Might have saved a touchdown, Ramar Williams. If he steps into that throw, might have had enough to get it there. Handoff left side, big hole. And close, depending on the spot. Maybe a half yard short of a first down. Fluff Bothwell. So it is third down and a yard. Now whistles and a penalty flag. That's a big penalty against Mississippi State. They didn't get set up properly.
Offense number 3, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
That's Evans, the wide receiver, who moved.
Wow, that's just a mistake. I think Evans didn't feel like he was on the ball, trying to get up to take that ball. And Chapin snaps the football. He's right here. You're going to see the movement. This is late, and this is right when Chapin snaps the ball. I think he's trying to get up there and take that line of scrimmage.
So instead of 3rd and 1, it's 3rd and 6. Chapin pressured, throws, and knocked away incomplete. The fans here in Starkville want a penalty flag. There is no flag. Javen Robinson, rather, with the coverage.
Brian Ward dialing up some pressure, making Chapin get this football out of his hand. And at the top of your screen, Robinson, I think, does a fantastic job of timing up that pass breakup.
Mississippi State is lining up like they're going to go for it. From their own side of the field on 4th and 6.
I'd be shocked. I'm expecting a hard count here.
And so the Sun Devils almost jumped. They snapped the ball. Chapin, and it was tipped incomplete. The ball got tipped. There was contact on the intended receiver, but I think Fiaseu got a hand on it. And Arizona State is going to take over on downs.
Well, Blake Chapin thought he had a free play. At the top of your screen, Clayton Smith kind of goes for that hard count, but he does a good job at getting back. Here's Clayton Smith at the top of your screen. Keep an eye. Mississippi State going with the hard count. I think they said, hey, if ASU's offsides, let's take the free play. Whew, but the center snaps it. Smith's not offsides, and now you just gave the Sun Devils fantastic field position.
Yeah, that was real close. I think that's exactly what happened there, but they did not get the penalty call.
What an opportunity for Arizona State here, taking advantage of the short field and the miscue by Mississippi State on 4th down.
Levitt with Relief Brown behind him. Handoff Brown, right side run. Brown breaks a tackle and into Mississippi State territory even farther, down to the 45, close to the 44.
Well, Shimon Mateer, the tight end, once again just does a phenomenal job on that right side. There's a corner blitz from Mississippi State. He sees it, picks it up, knocks out the corner, and that's what opens up the big gash for Brown.
He doesn't have a catch, but he's got some excellent blocks in this game. 2nd down, play fake, Levitt, lots of time. Levitt will throw. He's got a man wide open, caught for a first down and then some. That's Jordan Tyson inside the 25.
What a great job by the Arizona State offensive line. Phenomenal job off of play action, giving their quarterback Sam Levitt plenty of time to read and make this throw down the field. Protection by the big fellas was fantastic, and then just a beautiful route on the outside by Jordan Tyson. Great throw and catch.
Brown behind Levitt. Relief Brown cuts it upfield into the heart of the Mississippi State defense and pushes down to the 21-yard line.
You know,
Gain of 3.
We keep mentioning Shimon Mateer at the tight end position and how great he's been in the run game tonight. But I really think he was one of the best tight ends in the country last year when it came to catching the football. Now that they're down in the red zone, I'd really like to see if Marcus Arroyo tries to feature this tight end, if he can get him in a one-on-one situation with a linebacker or safety.
Has not even been targeted tonight, let alone had a catch. 2nd down. Brown, another carry. Brown pushes forward. Getting some help from those offensive linemen inside the 20. Let's call it the 17-yard line for 3rd down and 3.
Jordan Tyson at the bottom of your screen. Right now, Mississippi State is showing pressure, which would leave the All-American receiver one-on-one outside.
So loud, trying to get organized. Get the ball snapped. He goes to Tyson, who catches and turns it upfield. First down. Good call by you.
It's a really nice route by Jordan Tyson. You got Diego Brumfield in coverage. And Tyson just does a great job being patient at the line of scrimmage, selling a quick fade, and then snapping it back inside on the slant. Big-time pickup by the Sun Devils.
He had a drop on the last drive that was crucial. That was an excellent catch. First down, Sun Devils. Final minute of the third quarter. Udo gets the carry, and he's stopped. It's not a goal-to-go situation. Arizona State could get a first down at about the 2-yard line. As we wind down the third quarter where Arizona State has found its footing on the road. See if they get a play snapped or not. It looks like they're not.
Just trying to get a free 5. Mississippi State holding their water. Good discipline by the Bulldogs.
Well, a Sun Devils team that didn't have a lot of smiles on faces in the first quarter plus. Arizona State very much in this game as we go to the fourth. Oh, Kevin. Good game in Norman. Hard to describe how loud it is right now in Starkville. My goodness. We start the fourth quarter. Arizona State, 6-play, 41-yard drive. It's 2nd and 7. They can get a first down inside the 2. Down 7, and they move. I mean, it's just so loud in here. And they're down in the loudest part of Davis Wade.
Clem, I tell you what. That offensive line cannot hear the clap by Sam Levitt. Arizona State has to find a different silent cadence, because when you're down here in this student section, I've been fortunate to be to a lot of football stadiums. I've never heard anything like this here tonight.
How can they communicate? Got to find a way. They're still having problems. Under center they go. Udo gets the carry and cuts it. And with some power finish to that run, gets it down to the 6-yard line. So they went under center. They almost never do that.
Yeah, that's smart, though. You got to find a way to get the football snapped. And good, tough running by Udo to make this 3rd and manageable. Don't forget, ASU can get a first down here. It's basically inside the 1-yard line.
So you thought it was loud before, huh?
Oh, this 3rd down. It's about to get electric inside Davis Wade. Sam Levitt needs to be prepared for pressure. Last week, Northern Arizona brought pressure multiple times in the red zone, and Sam struggled with it. Where are you going to go with the football early?
They couldn't hear the clap again. They did manage to get it snapped. Levitt's going to scramble. Still looking downfield. Levitt gets swarmed on his feet, and he gets stopped. He really toughed it out there to stay upright and get close. I think they need a yard, and Kenny Dillingham is trying to decide whether to go for it or not. He's also waiting for his quarterback to get off the ground.
What a competitor in Sam Levitt. Nowhere to go with the football, putting his body on the line. Got to give a lot of credit to that Mississippi State defense for pursuit.
I mean, ordinarily, I understand going for it. The question is, can he execute under these circumstances?
I like this call by Kenny Dillingham. You're inside the 2-yard line. You're down by 7. You're trying to make a statement as the number 12 team in the nation. I love that he's putting faith in his guys right now.
And he's going to have to use a timeout with that play clock winding down.
First start, timeout and a half. Arizona State. Media timeout.
13-13 on the clock. Mississippi State was dominating this game. Arizona State's gotten right back in it. They have 4th and 1 near the goal line right after this. It's the Taco Bell Live Más Student Section. Only one student section can claim the title of Live Más Student Section of the Year. Who's going to take home the trophy this year? I think we have an early leader. here in Starkville. My goodness. It's 4th down and a yard near the student, near the goal line. Early 4th quarter. Sun Devils ball, down by a touchdown. Levitt's going to go under center. Raleigh Brown in the backfield. Play fake. Levitt rolling, throwing, caught, and touchdown, Arizona State. Jordan Tyson. So they play fake on 4th and short, get Levitt out of the pocket, and from deafeningly loud to silent in Starkville.
What a great drive by Arizona State, taking advantage of the short field they received from Mississippi State. And I absolutely love that play call by Marcus Arroyo. It is exactly what I was thinking during the break. You got to get your quarterback outside the pocket and find a way to get it to Jordan Tyson. That was excellent.
Ruling on the field a touchdown. ASU running the kick team out there. I think it was a touchdown, but they wanted to confirm that upstairs. And they did. So this to tie the game. And look, we don't take these for granted. Gomez. Good snap and hold, and that kick is good. And that ties the score. A game that was once 17-0 is now 17-17.
What a great ball game we have here. Great call by Marcus Arroyo. You're going to see the hesitation by Jordan Tyson at the line of scrimmage. Then he's going to whip out here, and you're going to see your quarterback just get out here on the run. And this is the type of stuff that you can call when your running game is going the way it has in the second half for Arizona State. This is a layup, pitch and catch for Sam Levitt, Jordan Tyson. Beautiful play call and fantastic execution.
Well, I am sorry. We had to get to the line and set up the crowd and the situation, because in the break you said to me, play fake, roll out, you got the touchdown. That's exactly what they did.
I'm probably 1 for 10 today, but I'll take it. And Sam Levitt is fired up. What an answer by the Sun Devils. It's been a really tough go for Levitt tonight. Great answer and a fantastic call by that man right there, Marcus Arroyo.
Tyson, big smile on his face. I mean, ASU was getting run out of this building in the first half, and you got to give them credit. They found a way at the end of the first half to get 3 points on the board, and they made some big-time adjustments at halftime. They've outscored Mississippi State 14-0 since halftime. Kickoff into the end zone for a touchback, and before the Bulldogs get the ball back, let's get you back to Kevin Connors in studio.
And Flem, we're giving the Capital One rewarding performance to the entire brave old Army team. Cale Helms, 41 carries, Trevor, a new Army record.
Yep, and they only averaged about 3.5 yards per carry, but they ran it 70 times.
And then K-State driving late, Colin Madison, the interception. Flem, Army the win, their time of possession in the second half, 26 minutes, 59 seconds.
Oh my gosh. So they lose to Tarleton State and beat Kansas State. Go figure this score.
Explain that one. What a win, though. Wow.
Mississippi State incomplete on first down. They threw it to Jordan Mosley. Pass was a little bit high, and you can just feel the nervous energy inside this stadium with the way this game has changed.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum has completely shifted here in the second half to Arizona State. Now it's up to the 6-year senior signal caller, Blake Shapen, to find a way to get his offense going, stay on the field. It's time for Shapen and co. to answer.
Second down and 10 from the 25, Devon Booth. Alongside Shapen in the backfield. Fakes it to Booth. He's going to throw short middle and a nice turn upfield. That's Anthony Evans again. And he'll get stopped about a half-yard short. So not quite. Third down coming up.
A great job of Shapen recognizing the linebackers for ASU starting to cheat back inside to the box. What that creates is wide open space on the outside for an easy pitch and catch.
Sun Devils are going to counter substitute, which allows them to get organized. Third down and less than a yard. Handoff and a first down, Mississippi State.
Really good run by Booth. Nowhere to go inside. He's patient, hops outside, and is able to pick up a first down for Jeff Lebby. We'll see if Mississippi State elects to go with pressure now, tempo, now that they got the first down.
The head coach who calls the plays, Lebby. His Bulldogs needing to come up with something on offense. Shapen in the pocket. Shapen, who's tried to run a bunch tonight because of the coverage downfield, I think again avoids a sack because he got a half yard.
He was trying to get that ball outside to Brennan Thompson, and Robinson for ASU did a great job getting eyes inside, taking away the throw. And just nowhere to go with the ball for Shapen.
Shapen, it's not really the strength of his game. He's got 11 rushes. He's the leading rusher for Mississippi State.
Good athlete, but definitely a throw-first type of guy.
Second down and long. Play fake and a nice delivery across the middle. And that's another first down right to midfield and even across midfield.
Shapen really seeing the field well tonight, dishing the football out to a number of different wide receivers. Good job by Johnson on the slant.
Ricky Johnson, the redshirt freshman. First down, going deep. There's the speedster, and even Thompson not quite fast enough to catch up to that ball. Oh, so close. It'll be second down.
That's one Shapen's going to want back. Thompson did a great job of winning on the go route on Robinson, just slightly overthrown. Great job of Thompson on the double move, selling a hitch and then going deep. You can see the speed.
Maybe the fastest player in college football. Just straight line speed. Handoff. And a good tackle for ASU. Bothwell brought down by Martell Hughes to set up third down.
It was a really nice job by Hughes, recognizing that run quickly, hitting a quick trigger. Force a third and long here for Mississippi State. You know, and they're in that field where if you can just get a completion and make this a fourth and short, you're probably in 4-down territory here. And don't forget, your field goal kicker has a really big leg if you can get 8-9 yards here.
Under 11 minutes to go. Third and 9. Shapen. Pressure comes. It was picked up in the pass, deflected at the line of scrimmage, and almost intercepted. Ramar Williams has made some plays in this game, and he got his hands on that ball. And now Jeff Lebby looks like he's thinking about going for it.
Really good job by Williams, just reading the eyes of the quarterback, and when he goes to throw, he gets his hands up. Great job by the big fella inside.
And after a hesitation, the punt team does come out on the field. It's Nathan Tice, who did not do a particularly good job his first try to pin ASU deep. He'll try to do it again. No fair catch signal. Really? Brown just let it bounce. And that cost ASU some field position. So good job by the special teams there. Arizona State, Mississippi State tied at 17.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Geico Switch and Save. Get more with Geico.
From Starkville, you're watching the SEC on ESPN. Why do we love SEC football? This is a team that went 2-10 last year. 2-10. And these fans have been incredible tonight. Their team was up 17-0, and the Bulldogs fans were having a party. Now, a little more tension in the building. 17-17. Good special teams play, though, has pinned ASU deep inside their own 5. And Levitt's going to go under center for first down. With 10:32 to go. Handoff and a nice whole right side run. Udo got tripped up. Otherwise, he might have had a big gain. He gets 11 as it stands.
Great job by the tight ends. Mateer 7 and Harpole number 9 on the right side, opening up a gaping hole for Udo. You're right, Flum. Without that shoestring tackle, he just might have been gone. Those tight ends have done a phenomenal job tonight.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because Mateer's a good player. They haven't targeted him in the pass game one time tonight, and he's been a big reason why they've come from behind. They'll go under center again. It's working. Left side run and another big hole. Udoh across the 25. Right now, Arizona State is gashing Mississippi State on the ground.
What a clinic. What a clinic by this ASU offensive line in the second half. Center Ben Coleman does a phenomenal job just clearing the way for Udoh. And right now, this offensive line have really taken control of this football game.
And there's a Mississippi State player. That looks like Jure Bledsoe down on the field. So hopefully Jure's okay. Big part of the middle of the Mississippi State defense, a junior from Texas. Texas transfer, part of the effort by the Bulldogs on both sides to get bigger, stronger on the lines.
Yeah, Jeff Lebby certainly did that in the offseason, had a phenomenal portal class, really solid high school class. And there's 10 new faces in that defensive line room. Bledsoe, first year in a starting role. What he did last week and early on tonight, he certainly made the impact for this Mississippi State defensive line.
Limping his way off the field. A reminder, next Saturday, 2 more really big SEC games over on ABC and the all-new ESPN apps. 3:30 Eastern, number 4 Georgia. They haven't been perfect in the early weeks. At Tennessee, Vols have looked really good. And then Florida, man, what a tall order after losing at home to South Florida. You go to Death Valley under the lights, number 3 LSU hosting Florida, 7:30 Eastern next Saturday.
Florida fans just have to be devastated. DJ Legway at quarterback. He had such a great finish to the year a season ago. You really thought you were going to get it going. Tip the caps to South Florida.
Tie game under 10 minutes to play. And another handoff for the Sun Devils on first down. This time, only 2 for Udoh.
Well, you see the formula for Arizona State, and they haven't changed since they began the third quarter. It is run the football downhill behind this big offensive line. It's a veteran unit. They returned 4 of 5 starters from that Big 12 championship team a season ago. And these guys have really taken over the football game.
Dominating the yardage, dominating the time of possession in the second half. 2nd and 8. Handoff, that's Raleek Brown trying to get to the corner. He will turn the corner with that speed. Shoved out of bounds by Brumfield, but another Sun Devils run for a first down.
Raleek Brown, special player coming over from USC, a former 5-star recruit. Somebody that just had a nagging hamstring all season long last year, so you didn't really hear his name, but the kid is super talented. And I know Kenny Dillingham is happy to have him back in the lineup.
He's got 63 yards on the ground. Since halftime, Brock, Arizona State has run 26 plays, 21 of them run plays.
Wow.
Pressure comes from the outside, but they give it on a handoff inside. And a push from the offensive line at the end of that play. That was going to be a gain of 2. It turns into a gain of 5 or 6.
I mean, look, Mississippi State, they're doing everything they can to get this ASU offense off schedule. They're bringing pressure from the side. They're bringing an extra safety down into the box. They're doing every trick they have. But you got to give a lot of credit to this ASU offensive line. It just won't be denied right now.
Have not thrown the ball on this drive, which started inside their own 5-yard line.
I mean, look at the box. Everybody from Mississippi State's down there to stop the run.
There's one deep safety. That's it. Everybody else committed to the run, and the Sun Devils are still running it effectively. That time, though, a shorter gain to set up third down. And it's the part of the field tie game, Brock. I know Kenny Dillingham likes to gamble, but it's probably not 4-down territory.
You know, unless it's 4th and inches, I think this is one where you would have to punch it away, play the field position game. But listen, the way this offensive line has ran the football, I'm giving it to my running back right here, and I'm going to let the offensive line go pick up the first down.
Udoh is that running back. Tyson in motion. Handoff Udoh. Puts his foot in the ground, surges ahead. I don't know. Real close. That's going to depend a lot on the spot, and I think he's short by a half a yard. We'll see where they actually put the football down. Looks to me like a half a yard short.
Yeah, and no hesitation by Kenny Dillingham. He's keeping the offense on the field. And you got to love this call by the head coach. Just instilling faith in his offense and his offensive line, saying, listen, guys, I trust you. Go pick up the first down and go win this football game for our team.
Levitt under center. They don't need much. This could be a sneak. They're not going to sneak it. They'll hand it off, and just enough to get the first down. Over the right side, they needed a half a yard. They got a yard.
What a good hard run by Udo in there, having himself a ball game. 6'1", 220 pounds. He is a tough guy to bring down when he gets going downhill. And what a pickup for the Sun Devils on 4th and short.
He's over 100 yards in the game now, Udo. And that clock continues to roll. This drive now approaching 5 minutes, and they're not even at midfield yet.
I just love that call by Kenny, because he knows if he punts the ball to Mississippi State, he might not see it again this game.
Another run play, and Raleigh Brown finds a way to squirt through. Man, the little guy's finding some room. Gets inside Mississippi State territory, down to the 45, 7 more yards.
Just so impressive with this offensive line. There was little to no run game in the first half for Arizona State, and you see there with Udo and Brown what they've done tonight, both averaging over 5 yards per carry. Just very, very impressive here in the second half.
When Mississippi State is committing almost everything to stopping the run, Sun Devils are still running the ball. Handoff again, and a gain of maybe 2 to set up 3rd and short.
Clem, there's nothing more demoralizing to a defense when you know an offense is going to run the football, but you can't stop it. And that's exactly what's happened here in the second half. And here we go again, a huge 3rd and 2. Once again, 4 down territory for the Sun Devils. I'll be shocked if they don't hand the ball off here.
Now look at the current drive numbers. Over 6 minutes, 10 plays, all runs. It's like Navy came to Starkville. Udo behind Levitt, and Arizona State moved. They went back into the shotgun for the first time in a while, and as loud as it is, they didn't get the ball snapped properly. Now the officials are talking.
Snap infraction on the center of Arizona State. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Ben Coleman ends up getting penalized. That's a big 5 yards.
Yeah, just watch the clap for Sam Levitt. When he's asking for the football, the offensive line can't hear it. That's Ben Coleman saying, I think I heard a clap. I'm not sure. I don't know what to do with the football. Arizona State has not made the necessary changes when it comes to getting the football snapped in shotgun here in the second half.
I mean, listen to this place. You think the clap is going to work?
Absolutely not.
Under 4 minutes to go. Levitt back in the shotgun again. They do get it snapped. A play fake. Pressure comes over the top, and what a catch. Tyson went up and snatched it. ASU first down inside the 40, a gain of 12.
What a great throw and catch. Very, very impressive. Mississippi State playing man coverage across the board. No safety help. And Jordan Tyson, the All-American receiver, he is going to win that matchup every single time if you leave him one-on-one on an island. Great throw by Sam Levitt to give his wide receiver a chance to pick up the first down.
The first throw of the drive that started inside the 5. Started with 10:32 on the clock. We're down to about 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Raleigh Brown, more room, left side run. Down to the 30.
What do you know? Shimon Mateer doing a great job once again on the left side of the line of scrimmage, helping his running back out.
He gets a game ball from me.
Has to.
That's one of the best tight end blocking games I can remember.
Yeah. And for a guy that's used to catching touchdown passes and getting his name in the paper for scoring and big plays in the pass game, he's worked his tail off tonight on the line of scrimmage.
I mean, Arizona State has already made a field goal from this range in the game. Raleigh Brown Cuts into the secondary, spins away. Brown inside the 5. Finally tackled by Brumfield. Raleek Brown. What a second half he's having. A tremendous run.
Dave, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Watch this cut by Raleek Brown. So good setting up the defense, putting his foot in the ground, getting vertical, makes another miss, almost scores. What a clinic in run game football by Arizona State here in the second half. This offensive line and running back duo, they've been exceptional.
2-minute timeout. A drive that started with 10:32 on the clock. Incredible. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. It's ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Geico. 2 minutes to go, fourth quarter. A game to Mississippi State at home. Once led 17-0. Now, with 2 minutes left, Arizona State is inside the 5 for first and goal. One of the most amazing drives I can ever remember. They're trying to punch it in to cap it off.
Out of the 13 plays, 12 have been run. Been unbelievable. 93 yards, chewing up over 8.5 minutes of clock. So impressive by the Sun Devils.
Under center, Udo, handoff right side. Udo fighting and stopped short. Mississippi State, I think they got to consider using timeouts. They will use a timeout. So the Bulldogs take their first. It's going to be second and goal from inside the 2.
And Levy's saying there should be 2 more seconds on the clock. He called it right away.
Immediate timeout. Immediate timeout.
So they may end up putting some time back on the clock. Don't go anywhere. 1:51 to go. Back right after this. Now, for 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you, Allstate. What a drive. 14 plays, 95 yards in a hostile environment. 8 minutes, 39 seconds off the clock. 1 pass play.
Unreal. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it. You got to tip the cap to this offensive line and the adjustments the coaching staff made at halftime.
Second and goal. Udo, right side, pushing, and he did not get there. And now another Mississippi State timeout. A 1:47 on the clock. It'll be third and goal from the 1.
What a stop by that defensive front. Bowing up down there on the goal line. This Mississippi State defense, they're fired up, backs against the wall, doing everything they can to force Arizona State into a field goal.
Do you have to take the points if you don't get it here?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Last time we saw, so in essence, that would make this the equivalent of the 4th down that we had earlier in this second half, where they went play fake, rollout, and Levitt threw for a touchdown.
Yeah, I just think the way your defense has played the game this second half, if Arizona State isn't able to punch it into the end zone, you got to take the points, you got to get the lead, and then have your defense go out there and try to win the ball game for you.
Number 53's helmet came off. That was the reason why we stopped the clock. Mississippi State has chosen not to take a 10-second run off. The clock will start on the snap. And Mississippi State still has 1 timeout remaining.
Okay. Now, Arizona State, they do not have to run the football here. You are calling your best low red zone play. You don't need to worry about getting that last time out off the box for Mississippi State. Whatever it takes to get in the end zone is what you're calling here.
By the way, that's the left tackle, Josh Atkins, for ASU, who's not on the field for this play because his helmet came off. He's been a road grader tonight. Third and goal, and now the play is stopped. And Mississippi State.
Okay. Final charge, timeout of the half. Mississippi State, 30 seconds.
Wow. They used their timeout.
You got to think they didn't have the right personnel. Somebody wasn't in the right spot, because now if Arizona State isn't able to cross the goal line, they're going to be able to milk a lot of precious seconds off this clock.
They do still have a timeout left.
There we go.
So 1 timeout remaining. There was some confusion based on that last play. By the way, just a quick reminder, U.S. Open Men's Championship match tomorrow, 2 Eastern on ABC, the all-new ESPN app. The 2 best players in the world. This is how it had to end. Sinner and Alcaraz tomorrow, 2 Eastern on ABC, the final of the U.S. Open. We are late night in Starkville here tonight. 3rd and goal for the Sun Devils.
Jordan Tyson's had a fantastic second half. We've been talking about the tight end, Shimon Mateer. Is this a moment where maybe you go hard play action and try to sneak the tight end out the back door? Or do you just hand it off to your running back, let him go downhill behind this big offensive line?
Udo in the backfield. Levitt under center. Tyson the only receiver. Handoff. Udo stopped. Udo fighting, and he stopped short. He stopped short. Levy's running out on the field to call timeout. And Arizona State is going to send the field goal team out there.
What a play by Nick Mitchell for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. He's the one that gets this started for the defense. Watch him just shoot the gap. Great recognition by the linebacker. That's some big-time contact in the backfield by 2 very powerful players. And what a stop by this Mississippi State defense down on the goal line.
I mean, after all that, 16 plays, 95 yards, almost 9 minutes. ASU has to make a field goal to put points on the board and take their first lead. Gomez, the kicker. He's had a solid game. Snap and hold. Kick is up, and kick is good. So Gomez boots it through. For the first time tonight, Arizona State has the lead, but it's only a 3-point lead. What an unbelievable drive from start all the way to finish.
17 plays, 95 yards, almost 9 minutes of clock is what the Arizona State offense took off the board. But now it goes to Blake Shapen. Can he answer for the Mississippi State Bulldogs? A guy that had to watch so much of the season from the sideline a year ago with a shoulder injury, back for his 6th year of college football, tons of experience. He's won a Big 12 title at Baylor back in 2021. Can he go answer for the Bulldogs here late in the 4th quarter?
And there has just, I mean, it's an important point because of the way they officiated those last few plays. The helmet coming off. They did use that timeout. Mississippi State will get the ball, but without a timeout, we believe.
Yeah, a minute 38 with no timeouts. That's an eternity for an offense, let alone a Jeff Lebby quick strike offense. Blake Shapen, he's been in this moment before. Now the question is, can he go get it done for Mississippi State in their home opener?
Two returners and kind of a squibbed kick, which is an interesting choice, but it turns out to be a fine choice for the Sun Devils. They make the Bulldogs burn at least a few seconds on the kick return, and they'll start short of the 25. And Mississippi State, it's hard to believe this proud program. They've lost 13 straight games to Power 4 opponents. The last home win they had against a ranked non-conference opponent. Not a lot come here, have the guts to come here, all the way back in 1991.
Yeah, things have not been easy lately for this Bulldogs football program. But regardless of the outcome tonight, if you're a Bulldogs fan, you have to be very optimistic where Jeff Lebby is taking this program here in year 2 as the head coach.
But man, do they need a breakthrough win. All that said, and I agree with you. First down. The throw over the middle. Dumped short for a nice completion, and the trip up. Booth across the 30. Remember, Mississippi State's kicker has a huge leg. Field goal range for Mississippi State is closer than for a lot of teams.
Yeah, they're just trying to get to the 40-yard line.
Second down. Shapen across the middle, and what a catch. Man, Anthony Evans has had a huge game. Look at that.
Showing off those strong hands. Beautiful catch by Evans.
Shapen, great start to the drive here for Mississippi State.
Yeah, they're going fast, and they don't have to think field goal yet. Shapen, though, is going down. A gain of a couple on the ground. Shapen getting up slowly. The defensive lineman was kind of lying on top of him.
Yeah, get back on the line of scrimmage, call play, get this football snapped.
Seconds winding away. Under 50 seconds to go. Second down. Shapen throws. He's got a man open, and it's dropped. Evans has been so good tonight, but that's a costly drop. Now it's third down.
Just made a fantastic catch 2 plays ago, and this one just goes right through his hands. Shapen, great job of reading the defense. Arizona State really kind of playing this prevent too high safety defense. Soft coverage. Shapen seeing it well. A ball Evans needs to bring in for his quarterback.
There's Kyle Ferry warming up on the sideline. 2 plays to get 9 yards to keep the game going. Pressure was picked up. Shapen wide open, caught across the middle. Thompson, touchdown! Can you believe it? After the drive that ASU just had, almost taking the game down to the end, Mississippi State goal line stand, and now they lead by 3. Extra point up and good. It's 24-20 with 30 seconds to play. 58 yards to Brennan Thompson.
So you're going to see a switch release here by the wide receivers. It's man-to-man coverage with these 2 defensive backs. And what you're going to see is Breedlove right here. He gets confused with the switch release by Mississippi State. Not sure who he's supposed to cover. Ends up dropping Brennan Thompson. And that is as easy as a touchdown throw that you can get late in the game. Blake Shapen saw it perfectly. Puts the football right on his wide receiver. And a defensive miscue bites the Sun Devils.
I mean, Javen Robinson tried to make up for it, but you can't catch the fastest guy in college football.
And prior to that play, Arizona State had been playing prevent defense, soft zone coverage, keeping 2 safeties high. They elect to bring some pressure, play man coverage, and it comes back to bite them.
Now, the game's not over. Amazing. They have been waiting so long. They got 2 wins last year. They didn't beat a Power 4 team. You have to go back to the fall of 2023. And Shapen, he's almost overcome. Again, game's not over. ASU has 2 timeouts. That kick will go through the end zone. But they can't get into field goal range. They need a touchdown of their own.
Well, I hope they figured out a silent cadence from shotgun, because it's about to get really loud here at Davis Wade.
They've only thrown 6 passes since halftime, and it's been a great formula. But in the end, their defense gives up the huge play, and now down to their last 30 seconds.
30 seconds, 2 timeouts, plenty of time to work here if you're Arizona State. You do need to get into that range where you can at least see that Hail Mary. You're able to work the middle of the field here. You don't have to stick to the sideline because of those 2 timeouts.
Levitt looking middle and going deep middle. Intercepted! Intercepted by Washington! The disappointment for the Sun Devils, 2 years, maybe more, of pent-up emotion for Mississippi State. has just exploded out.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 44 in the defense. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 4 in the defense. That is both of their first unsportsmanlike in the game. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Arizona State just trying to get Sam Levitt outside the pocket on a little half roll. I can't tell if that football was tipped or if it just came off of his hand a little bit funky. He was trying to get the ball to Jordan Tyson in the middle of the field. Ends up just sailing on him. And Hunter Washington makes the biggest play any Bulldog has made the last couple of years.
Wow. When it was first and goal, Sun Devils going in to take the lead, the Bulldogs looked like they were dead.
But how about that goal line stand by the defense? And now to see this fan base, they've been starved for a game like this. Nothing went well for them last year with only 2 wins. And Jeff Lebby here in year 2 has shown that this is a different Mississippi State Bulldogs football team.
They're going to wind some clock off, take a knee. Arizona State will not use the timeout, and that's going to end it. Man, how do you think the party's going to be in Starkville tonight? Loud and proud.
Stark Vegas is going to be rocking. What a game for the Bulldogs. So impressive. Blake Shapen, what a game he played tonight. 3 touchdowns, 279 yards, and that man right there, Jeff Lebby. What a turnaround he has made here in just year 2 for him, knocking off number 12 in his home opener.
We said at the top, Mississippi State's just desperate for a win, a signature win. The goalposts have come down. The students are storming the field. And they've got their signature win against a top 15 team coming off a 2-win year. Somewhere in the chaos with Blake Shapen storming.
Blake, the goalposts are down. What did it take for this team to close this game out today and get this win?
It meant everything. Like, this is a dream come true. Playing a really good opponent. I'm blessed to be out here and play this game.
I know how badly you wanted to get back on the field for this team after watching Mississippi State win 2 games last year. To be 2-0 with a win over a top 15 team, what does this say about the process that this team is completing?
The fight. I feel like the fight in our team is amazing. Just being able to stay true to who we are, believe in what we can do. I mean, you see it tonight. We never gave up. Started fast, hit a slow run, and was able to pick it back up.
Tell me about those 2 big plays to end this game. The touchdown pass and then Hunter Washington sealing it for you.
I mean, they do. I've been seeing that. I can't even talk right now. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I can't even talk right now. It means everything. Hunter's been a big part of our team. He's been doing that all the time, so I can't even speak right now. It's amazing. I'm very blessed.
Soak in this moment. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Get out of there safe, Stormy. Oh, my goodness. Jeff Lebby has got to be flying high. The cowbells are out. Dominating the first half, blown off the line of scrimmage in the final drive. A goal line stand, down 3, almost 60 yards to the end zone, and a field storm a couple minutes later.
And this is what makes college football so special. Nobody gave Mississippi State a chance today in the national media. Look what they did. Came out, took down number 12, and what a night Starkville is going to have tonight.
Well, they've just, if fans are going to the bars, going to the clubs, they brought the club to Davis Wade. They got the new LED lights. They're going to show them off tonight.
What a scene. And these fans were here an hour before kick doing the same thing, and now they get to have even more fun.
They love their college football in Starkville. 24-20, an amazing night here. The Bulldogs beat the Sun Devils. For Brock Osweiler, for Stormy Bonatoni, for our whole crew, Dave Fleming, thanks for watching this presentation of College Football Primetime on ESPN.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ESPN.